Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in
Hello, a very good evening and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We are with William Hill. It is 18 plus, gambleaware.org. It's just gone 7 o'clock. It's Wednesday, November the 26th. It is game week number 5 in the Champions League. I'm your host, Sam Ellard, and to take you through, to guide you through what definitely a busy night, hopefully a fun night of football. To my right-hand side is Abby Summers, and we got a double bubble of Arsenal this evening. Regular contributor CJ the Ludaguna is here, as is James Bayliss. Welcome back to the show, James. So we have got a fun night and a busy night of Champions League action. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich is going to be a big one. 2 sides who have made perfect starts to their Champions League campaign. Both have played for and have won for. Arsenal have faced Bayern Munich 14 times before in the Champions League. It's the most times they've ever faced a side in the competition. Elsewhere this evening, another massive night for Liverpool. Domestically, form's not so good, although in the Champions League, it's been better than the league. Played for 1-3 last time in the Champions League. Liverpool beating Real Madrid at home. Tonight is PSV, who have just got 5 points from their first 4 games. Liverpool won 5 of their first 6 meetings with PSV in European competition, but were beaten 3-2 in Eindhoven in last season's Champions League phase. The only defeat Liverpool suffered in that part of the competition. And the other side in action this evening, as always, it always seems to be busy, doesn't it, when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur. Tonight, well, it was Arsenal on Sunday. Tonight, they go to the Champions League holders, PSG. Although Spurs have had a decent start to their Champions League campaign. Played for 1-2, drew 2. PSV have got 9 points from their first 4 games. PSG and Spurs have met just once before in European competition. That was earlier this season when PSG beat Spurs in the Super Cup. That's the English side in action this evening. 2 games going on right now. Copenhagen v Kairat. Both sides yet to win in this season's Champions League. Copenhagen 2-0 up. Elsewhere, Monaco winning 2-1 at Paphos this evening. The other games tonight in the Champions League, Atletico Madrid v Inter Milan should be a really good game. Inter Milan, like Arsenal and Bayern Munich, have played for and have won for. Frankfurt versus Atalanta. Olympiacos versus Real Madrid. Madrid 9 points from their first 4 games. and the other game is Sporting, who made a decent start, and they got 7 points from their 4 games. They take on Club Brugge this evening. There are also 5 games as well in the Championship. We'll keep you across. West Brom, Birmingham, 8 o'clock kickoff. All the others, 7:45. Wrexham, Bristol City, Sheffield United, Portsmouth, Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday, and Blackburn versus QPR. Guys, I'm looking forward to tonight. Should be fun. I think we're going to get lots of drama and lots of goals. Let's start, shall we, though, by going through the English sides. And I think we should start with Spurs, because it's been a busy couple of days, hasn't it? The defeat to Arsenal, not a good performance, obviously not a good result, and lots of pressure coming on to Thomas Frank. Spurs decide this evening, Vicario in goal. It's a back, well, we think, it looks like it's going to be a back 5 again. Porro, Spence, the wing-backs. Gray, Romero, Van der Ven, the 3 centre-backs, assuming Archie Gray is going to be part of a back 3, because he's got 3 central midfielders in Sarr, Bergvall, Bentancur, Richarlison, Kolomuani leading the line. Abby, before we talk about the performance on the weekend, I can't get my head around Xavi Simons not starting. Now, I know in the brief bits we have seen of Xavi Simons, he's been a little bit inconsistent, but he clearly is a player that's got lots of ability, a really good player. And the Spurs team, having got Kulusevski and Maddison and a crying out for creativity, I can't believe that Thomas Frank thinks the Spurs team is too good to have Xavi Simons in. I think he needs a regular run of games in that 10 to build confidence. That's what I think should happen.
I feel with Xavi Simons, he is a little bit lightweight. When Spurs are desperately crying out for a 10, like, I think you just take the chance, and if he's weak, and you can sub him off. Like, I think you should be starting with him. I understood why he didn't start with him, weirdly, at Arsenal. I think he felt he'd just get bodied off the ball and get lost in the game. I think his oversight on that, which we'll come on to, was not starting someone like a Sarr or like a Bergvall, who were both on the bench. But we'll circle back to Sunday. Give me a minute to warm up. But on tonight, that team selection is interesting. I mean, there's no Kudus as well, so I need to just see if he's on the bench or not. Is he on the bench? He's on the bench. So he's not started him either. Look, it's a lot.
That team looks even more defensive than the one on Sunday.
Well,
it's worse.
Because it's got 5 defenders and it's got 3 kind of workman-like midfielders.
Yeah.
Well,
I find it...
Yes and no, because you have got someone who can give you an outball in a Sarr and also a Bergvall. So there is a little bit more movement there. It's not that it's that, but it's not so pragmatic that it's got no movement like the Polinia and Bentancur partnership. That for 2 midfielders who cannot play the ball, you've just got 2 statues there with absolutely no link-up play. So at least this is probably the more attacking aspect of Thomas Frank at the moment, which is mad to say, but I've got legs there in someone like a Sarr, and I've got movement and someone who can kind of.
But then I think you just need that little bit of extra quality in that final third, and I think the most creative player you do have is Xavi Simons, and I really, really find it hard that I watched that Spurs team have no creativity in that game against Arsenal. There was the game against Chelsea a few weeks ago where they were the same problems. And Mohamed Kudus and Xavi Simons, I would say, Spurs' 2 best attacking players, and they're both not in the starting 11. I find it bizarre.
The Archie Gray one is really throwing me because I can't work out what he's doing. Is he going in a back 5,
or unless he plays a diamond in midfield,
or is he putting Bergvall in the 10? I can't actually kind of work out what he's doing.
All the team sheets I'm looking at has got it as a back 5. Maybe you want someone who's a bit of a better ball player in there instead of Danzo, who's a bit awkward in that respect.
Bergvall will put himself about, to be fair.
And Sarr could be the most advanced one out of those midfield options. He's got the legs to drive that ball. It's a very odd team.
It is an odd team.
It's a very odd team.
Abby, the North London derby wasn't good.
That's just such an understatement.
Just overall, I know it was a few days ago, but the boys really want me to ask you, what did you make of it, and have you recovered yet?
No, I'm still absolutely fuming. I'm still furious. It's not about going to the Emirates and losing, because let's be honest, Spurs do that often. You know, that I can take on the chin, especially with how good Arsenal are. I can't take and what I won't accept is performances like that. I will not accept Tottenham Hotspur in the biggest game of your season. The North London derby is the biggest game for Spurs and for Arsenal.
Not for us, but I hear it.
In terms of the rivalry, of course it is. Like, there is no big... I'm not even getting wound up tonight. I'm not doing it.
It's not a title decider.
It's just,
No, but in terms of rivalry,
of course, it's the most hatred-filled game.
I'm the most nervous for that game.
Yeah, it's the one where anything can happen in a derby.
I'll be more nervous on Sunday. But go on.
Anything can happen in a derby, and it's the one that is so fierce, and it's just, there is just no excuse to not turn up in that game. And the way that Thomas Frank set that team up was nothing short of spineless. It was weak.
Toothless.
It was embarrassing. It was everything that kind of depicts what actually Tottenham are. We say to dare is to do. We don't dare. We don't do anything. And when you've got a manager who is pragmatic, and I actually was okay with the pragmatic approach to things, especially after Ange, I was like, okay, let's try and fix our defence. You don't play 5 centre-backs. You don't have 5 at the back and concede 4 goals. You don't do that. You don't have a complete midfield that cannot move, cannot pass the ball out, cannot do anything. And then I feel for Richarlison, I do, because it was a great goal. And I feel like his work rate, like he puts himself about, he tries. He's never going to be the best footballer. He was never worth £60 million. That's on the club. It's not on him. He's just never going to be that guy. But he will always turn up and show the passion. And he was the only one that actually did that, to be completely honest with you. There is no excuse for a manager going there to take a loss without even giving it a go.
Well, you said it.
At the very least, I expect them to try and compete. That you will be the better team. You will be far better. I have no doubt. In any time we face you, majority of the most recent years. But if you go in that North London derby and you don't even try, and I don't even see from the team, where's the fight? Where's the hunger?
But that's what I'm saying. I'd be like, how much can you blame Thomas Frank? Don't get it twisted.
Because of the way he's set up.
No, I agree with that. If you play 5 at the back and you concede in the manner that you do, and actually the second, the third and the fourth goal has like the time in between that, I understand that. But what if Thomas Frank was in there trying to rally the troops and the players were scared? Like they looking at it was boys against men. You're playing a back 5.
Grow up. You play Premier League football.
But that's what I'm saying. How
for
much
most of them, it's not even their first North London derby.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I just think it's not saying you, but it's a bit of a cop-out to just purely blame the manager. Don't get twisted. He needs to hold all the smoke and whatnot. But as you said, it's one of the biggest games. It's the North London derby. You have to win your individual battles. Now, fortunately, look at my team. Individually, every player stood up to be counted. I think Spurs fans, like, it's the nature of the business, isn't it? It's always going to be Thomas Frank. But those players were shameless. They need to donate that match fee to charity. They
100%.
did not want to play.
They should have been refunding. They should have been refunding the fans for that. I always blame the players as well. And this is what I've actually been doing the last few months with Thomas Frank. I've been saying, let's give him time. Like, there's a lot of problems at Tottenham. Let him do what he wants to do. I know what he's done at Brentford, player development, the way he made them such a brilliant Premier League team and cemented that status for them. I know that he can build a team. I've seen him do it.
Okay, by the way, you said, Abby, on the producer's been on one today, by the way, on the 9th of November after Arsenal drew with Sunderland, he said Arsenal have shown some weakness.
They have. I didn't say Spurs were going to exploit it.
No, and that's it.
Other teams can, not my own.
Maybe Chelsea on Sunday. So, Abby, you mentioned there Thomas Frank. So I appreciate from looking at Spurs that the performances haven't been good. The way Spurs are being set up hasn't been good. Yeah. And the XG and all that. One thing I'm really surprised about, though, on social media, speaking to my Spurs friends, is just how many Spurs fans are already, I'm not sure, are Thomas Frank out. Firstly, have you been surprised at how many Spurs fans are already done with Thomas Frank? And where are you at with that?
No, after the Chelsea game, they were very, very loud.
That's very early on in the season.
It was very early, and I said...
And you have to bear in mind, he took over a team that finished 17th last season, an absolute mess. And also as well, I don't like making excuses just on injuries, but you haven't got the biggest squad.
Sam, these are all the points. These are all the points.
Maddison and Solanke.
All the points that I was making at the start of November after the Chelsea game. I remember arguing with people on the way back from White Hart Lane, arguing on the train about this and saying, guys, you've got to give him time. We don't have our first choice front three. Our attacking options after that are not at that level, which really still tells you everything about the club as well and the situation of the quality of players. We spent a lot of money, but I sometimes look around and go, on what? I said all those things. I'll be honest with you, though. Sunday did it for me. It did it for me.
Wow.
It did it for me. Because what I'm not going to do...
Frank out.
What I'm not going to do is do what I did with Ange. I'm not going to try and give the benefit of the doubt over and over again. I can't sack all the players. I can't get control of the club and be like, this one's not good enough, this one's not good enough. I just think that there is a certain way that Tottenham fans will accept Spurs to play. You can be pragmatic, but there's got to be something. You've got to show a bit about yourself.
Throw some punches.
You've got to do something. That mentality is never, ever, ever going to run with Spurs fans. It was reminding me of Nuno. That is exactly what it was reminding me of. And I like Thomas Frank. I think Thomas Frank is a very good manager. And I think probably given time, he could build something. I just don't think that Tottenham will allow him to have time. And I don't think that the fans will allow it. I don't know. Look, my club is my club in the sense that I never know who can fix my club. Bizarrely, the one man that lost 22 times gave us our most successful season in 17 years, realistically.
But hasn't Thomas Frank proven at Brentford that over a long period of time, that he's a very, very good coach? He's an astute coach. and therefore surely he deserves more time to come in and implement his
This
ideas
is
and to
the
build
rational side of my brain, which is what I had been leading with for weeks and weeks. But I can't. It's not a one-off. This is not an anomaly. We've played well against City, and we played all right against Everton, and obviously PSG. But we still didn't win the game. We lost the game. Yes, we played well, but we competed.
So just clarify,
but hang on,
you want Thomas Frank to be sacked?
One sec. So those, in particular, those performances this season, I feel like there is enough now for me to see that this is not a one-off. Chelsea, after that game, I thought it was a one-off. I'm never going to see a performance like that again. I'm not going to see them put up an XG of 0.01 ever again. They had an XG of 0.00 at halftime in a North London derby. I can't accept that. It's not even about. I can't accept that. I can't accept a manager coming there and laying down and just taking it. No, but this is not an. This is not just an Arsenal thing. Chelsea. If it was just that one thing in particular, I could do it. But I don't want to say I'm him out because I still want to be him in. But I just can't. I can't accept it. I can't accept a performance like that.
Abby, you said I can't get rid of all my players, and it's like, but if the players are feeling that, then they'll kind of feel sorry for themselves till the next man comes in.
Do you think they respect him?
Yeah.
Do you?
But like, it's their job too.
But I think your players are cowards.
I think
it's too easy to say the players don't like.
No, I'm just asking from an outside perspective. Do you think?
I think Thomas Frank is a respectable guy, and I think they would.
I think the players
and they should. They absolutely should.
Well, the players are nowhere near good enough, are they? That's not. And again,
they're not good enough.
The irony that
worse teams have made it difficult.
No, but again, there's also a Tottenham after years and years of failure. This also does once again, as we know, as you mentioned lots of times on the show, the last 18 months, come back to the top. James, get your thoughts. I know you're an Arsenal fan, so you won't care. But with your broadcaster head on, are you surprised to hear lots of Spurs fans are renting?
Honestly, yeah. And I get it, but because the Chelsea, even Man United, you can chuck in.
United terrible.
There were shocking performances. You expect more. I totally agree with that. But you just said you can't change all 11 players. Over 3 summers, you can. And if Thomas Frank is the guy with the right ideas, he communicates well to the club, and you can see what he's trying to do. I know he got battered on Sunday. The back five, I actually kind of saw what he was trying to do. Arsenal struggled against wing backs and teams like that.
I thought having a back five wasn't the issue. I thought what the issue was I thought when they had possession, Spurs playing out from the back, there seemed to be no game plan, no structure as to how to affect the game further up the pitch.
And I completely agree with that.
I agree with you on that.
No, I agree with that. For example, I think you should have gone Porro and a doggy, so at least you've got a bit of an outball. Something.
That left wing back should have that left foot to get that ball.
I don't think he rates Porro defensively.
No, he doesn't. That's fair. Overall, I remember Arteta's bad one. I hate to do the whole we start with Arteta.
But I've already been through this. I've already done this in my own head and been like, well, look. I don't want to compare us to you because it's a different situation. But when you started under Arteta, it wasn't all plain sailing, and it was kind of at the end. We were coming to the end of the Poch era, so it was a bit of like a sliding
parallel.
Parallel. So when I saw that you were sticking with him, 3 seasons in, and you still hadn't got back into the top 4 yet. You still hadn't done that goal, but you could see signs of improvement. There was progression, and I know that it's asking a lot after him being there for 6 months and 4 of them playing. But I'm not seeing any improvement. I'm not.
We said the same thing at times.
Yeah,
is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Trust me, there were times where we said this isn't our club, this isn't our DNA, this isn't the way we play football, this is not what we're about. And so many people. There was a point where I didn't want Arteta there. And then you see one performance where it suddenly clicks and you go, all right, maybe we didn't win, but that was
it might click. It might click when Kulusevski's back and Madison's back.
And I think I think Frank deserves the opportunity to see what he can do because I think you take out most teams' best 3 players.
I agree.
There's going to be a big drop off.
I agree. This is what I literally have been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks. But I'm sorry, something just happened. Something happened to me on Sunday. I can't do it.
90 minutes into the show, by the way, and we're off to an absolute flyer, aren't we? Abby Summers, nice and early in the first 90 minutes. She's made her feelings perfectly clear. Abby Summers wants Thomas Frank to be sacked as Spurs manager.
I didn't say he should be sacked. I just said I don't think he's got long left.
I don't think you used those words, did you?
I'm pretty sure I said you wanted.
I know how you look.
This is talkSPORT Goals. We're with William Hill and it's brought to you by Final One Standing, which is new from William Hill, 18+, gamble aware dog, terms and conditions apply. It was a bad Sunday for Abby Summers. It was a good Sunday for these boys. Coming up next, we'll talk all things Arsenal. A very good evening and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. It is brought to you by Final One Standing, new from William Hill, 18 plus, gambleaware.org. I'm your host, Sam Ellard. Avi Summers, CJ the Laguna and James Bayless taking through a busy night of Champions League football. 2 games ongoing at the moment. Copenhagen are beating Kairat by 3-0. Both sides looking for their first victory of this season's competition. Paphos Monaco 2-1 up in that game. Both those sides starting the evening on 5 points. 8 o'clock games, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. Both sides 4 from 4. Arsenal have won each of their last 8 Champions League group or league phase games by a combined 24-2 scoreline. It's already their longest such run in the competition history. Atletico Madrid v Inter Milan. Inter also on 12 points from 12. Inter have failed to win on any of their last 12 European away trips. The Spanish opposition. We got Frankfurt versus Atalanta. Frankfurt's 2 home games in the Champions League have seen 6 goals, beating Galatasaray 5-1 and losing to Liverpool 5-1. Talking of Liverpool, they're at home to PSV. 3 wins from 4 for Liverpool in the Champions League. PSV have won just 1 of their last 14 European away games against English opposition. The other English team in action this evening, Spurs, going to the Champions League holders PSG. Spurs are unbeaten across their last 5 Champions League games, and also Olympiacos take on Real Madrid. Real Madrid 3 wins from 4 in this season's Champions League. Madrid looking for their first away win against Olympiacos and what will be their 5th attempt. We got some lovely William Hill odds to bring you this evening involving the 3 English sides. For Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Bukayo Saka to score or assist, impact sub applies, was 10-11, now 6-4. In the Liverpool game, Mo Salah to score anytime, was 4-6, now 6-5, impact sub still applies. And for PSG Spurs, PSG to lead at half-time is now evens. Aka boost is available too. Need 4 picks to activate the boost, can get up to 100%. Those odds are with William Hill, 18 plus, gambleaware.org. James, Arsenal just keep on rolling and rolling and rolling. There was that blip against Sunderland, fine, but you bounced back really well against Spurs, didn't you, on the weekend? CJ here is trying to play down absolutely everything. Long way to go.
Play down what?
Play down Arsenal's chances of winning the Premier League.
We've got a big chance of winning the Premier League, but we're in November, my boy.
How are you feeling, James?
Feeling very good about it. I mean, it's interesting. You say Sunderland was a blip. It was in result. I don't think it was in performance. That first half, we weren't amazing, but I like the way we responded. I thought the second half we were valued for 3-4 goals in that game. But Sunderland very spirited, played some good football themselves, and probably could say deserved a point out of that. So it is what it is. That's the Premier League. But it's a sensational. I think it's 11 wins in 12 with a draw in their away at Sunderland. Yeah, I'm feeling great about the team. And the North London derby had a different pressure on it. I know Tottenham aren't at their best. I know our rivals were dropping points around us, but that brings a different pressure. It's a chance to open a gap. And Arsenal looked so assured in what they were trying to do. They looked so confident. They looked, like it was another day for them. Whereas I think in the past, when there's been that kind of pressure to take advantage, you've seen the team maybe feel that a little bit. There's been a bit more tension in their passing, a little bit less clarity in what they're trying to do. I love the way they approach the derby, and I love the form they're in.
CJ, some people say with this Arsenal team about them not winning the league, it's like when it gets to February, March time and pressure's on, it could be a team they kind of struggle to get over the line because of past experience. But you'd also kind of go another way and think, well, hang on a minute, they're a year older, a year wiser, a year more hungrier, and they can almost use the kind of previous 2 or 3 seasons as, motivation and learn from that to make sure it doesn't happen again. Does it feel as if this is almost 1 to 11 and then 11 to 18, 19? Kind of almost a complete Arsenal squad?
We're getting there. I still think we're a couple of signings away from having a quote-unquote complete side. But,
Where are those signings?
I'd like a left winger. I think we could do with another striker as a rotationary option. I know there's Marino. I know there's Kai Havertz.
Jesus to come back.
But how long is he going to be at Arsenal? I know he's on big money and under contract until at least 2027. This is a very unpopular opinion. It's nothing to do with my starting 11 midfielders, but I think we could do with another number 8, and I think we could do with another number 6. And all you need to do is look at our run of games, the amount of times we're making Declan Rice play, and obviously, the amount of injuries. I think that would be a complete...
So everything's good apart from half a dozen new signings.
No, 4.
It's strange because you haven't spent loads of money anyway.
4. No, I mean, some of us spend money and you can see why we spent it. Some are like your club where we don't know what's going on really and truly.
You should when you've had that stability.
Yeah, you should, man. You should. This is, Sam, what do you want to ask me before Tottenham get involved in this, please? Are we talking about my club? We had a segment.
We are speaking about Arsenal.
Okay, so what do you want to know about Arsenal?
Okay, if you were to be glass half empty, is there anything you can see in this Arsenal team, maybe moving forward, that you think, that could possibly be an area for concern, or not
No,
really?
no.
I'm trying to think of a way. It's not just an Arsenal love it.
As you mentioned there, Sam, the only thing we need to use is the past in terms of hurt. I think we're a year older. We play with a lot of immaturity. There's a lot of inevitability. Obviously, the North London derby is about fire and desire and wanting to win and stuff, but it's almost weird in that we just took care of business. We were very street smart. I always say when the individuals take care of themselves, the collective follows suits. And that's everything we did. Spurs played right into our hands. You play a back five, you need to follow runners. You need to be compact. Everybody and their nan talks about Arsenal struggling with low, mid blocks and things of that ilk. Spurs on paper, it looked like that. They were like, they were like lambs to the slaughter, essentially. So I think it's professional. And going back to what James said, when you look at the fallout with when we obviously drew with Sunderland, the manner, and obviously you lot and City playing, everyone was all doom and gloom with Arsenal. Now this week, after what you're seeing the rivals doing, obviously us handle business, you can see how things have changed in the week. So we need to go game by game, but we should have every bit of confidence that we can end this season with silverware. There's no reason we can't. And if we don't do it, I don't know when it will happen.
I've got a concern.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, I do. And
Go on then.
no one will cry a river.
Remember who we're listening. We're here with.
I worry a little bit about injuries, and not that we don't have a great squad. You know, you saw Nkapie come in; he looked superb.
Not this season, James.
Surely
But-
not.
No, injuries are always a factor. But go on, James.
Hear me out, right? You can name any 8, 9, 10 players of any Champions League winning team of the last 10, 15 years. Because they went out time and time again. As a Liverpool fan, you'll know that last year it was always Gravenberch and McAllister, Zabozla in front. You knew the back four. I think the one issue Arsenal may have, if these injuries continue, is a little bit too much change of rotation to the point where momentum starts to get halted. Now, luckily the squad depth's been good, and I think we've managed it really, really well. But that's my one concern. When you look at tonight, Gabriel's not starting. We've had to rest Calafiori because he couldn't play on international duty. Timber's playing way too much football because White's not been up to speed, hasn't been able to get the minutes because of his injuries. So already, things look good, but I'm a little bit worried about could there be that one or two too many? No. You know, we're going into tonight, Bayern Munich. I know everyone's going, well, we're in great form. We've got Gyökeres, Havertz and Jesus out. Now, one way of looking at that is, well played. That's brilliant, Arteta. You're managing it really well. On the other hand, I don't want to be playing these big games, Chelsea away, who are second in the league, the North London derby, without any of our 3 starting strikers. So I do worry about that potentially at some point in the season.
We've been dealing with that since, I hear James, and James is right, but we've been dealing with that since August. It is a concern, but we've been dealing with it. When we beat Real Madrid, when we beat City 5-1 last season, we did it without our strongest team on paper. I hear James, and James is right. That's something me and him have spoken about on YouTube before, but that's something that isn't necessarily just diluted with Arsenal. It's with everyone. I'll say that though, the only injury that I'm very, God forbid.
Who's the one?
Declan Rice. Declan Rice goes down, we're in serious trouble. Serious trouble because the dynamics have to change. But thank the Lord, Declan Rice is going to stay fit, and we're just doing what we need to do.
Abby is
love having an Arsenal fan here, man.
Another, by the way, as well, I should also just say, YouTube comments. I mean, lots of YouTube comments are 9 times out of 10. It can be a little bit mean, can't they? A little bit spiteful. When James Bayliss made his debut, a couple of for a Champions League game, I've never seen comments so nice about you. I mean, it was like a celebrity was in the building with us, wasn't it?
He's big time.
Big time.
He's so
massive.
Far from it. But thank you.
He's too humble.
They were all from my burner account.
Abby, is also another issue for sort of you wanting obviously Arsenal not to win the league. Whilst they're looking really, really good, it also looks like that all of the challengers don't look anywhere near good enough to kind of push them. We spoke about Liverpool already. I think out of it, 11 points, the big gap. Out. I think Chelsea being second, I don't think they're good enough to win the league. And then you look at Man City. While City probably can go on runs of winning games comfortably, Haaland will score goals. They just don't look like they're going to be consistent enough to me to be able to push them. And it reminds me similar of almost Liverpool last season. Whilst we were really, really good and taking care of us, we never really had proper pressure applied to us at any point in the season.
No, I think obviously I'm banking everything on City just starting. We know that City can be up and down, and this is still it's a new version of City. This is not the City that won the treble, etc., etc. Like, there are new players, and we're seeing a different type of Pep this season. Let's not talk about last night because that was completely on Pep.
10 changes and losing.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. He treated it as if it was like a cup game, Carabao Cup or something. Look, I still think that City notoriously don't usually click into gear till after Christmas or around the Christmas period. So I've still got a little bit of hope.
We haven't clicked into gear as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I said that the last time I was here. You know that, innit? Like, I just want to throw that out. City could win the league. We could win.
In
the
my
league,
head,
but
you're winning the league. Like, I've had to make peace with that. And
we're in November. Let's keep working very hard.
I'm going to make peace with it. That by the time we get to May, I will be able to move country because I physically can't live here. I can't have a happy, healthy life here and go to work here. I can't. So I'll be off. But anyway, I'm sure lots of people will be happy about that. But anyway,
yes.
Yeah, I would say with Chelsea, we had a very interesting debate, didn't we, with Kwaku the other day?
For those who missed it, Kwaku, who has been, I thought, up until Saturday, quite pessimistic about Maresca and the future of Chelsea and its new kind of ownership structure and the players they're bringing in, out of almost basically nowhere said, we could win the league this season.
I'm so glad that you cleared that up because from what people would say, it's that I pressured Kwaku to say that, which is absolutely not the case. Guys.
Oh, no, you do have a tendency to try and pressure people.
Well, do you know what? I like the high press.
You spending out.
I like the high press.
Shame.
Your manager doesn't.
My manager doesn't, but I do. I like Ange Ball in my arguments. No, Kwaku was basically saying that there is a world in which Chelsea can finish above Arsenal, which would of course mean that Chelsea can then win the league. So what we were saying is, well, Sam points out this is a bit of a switch up from, what you usually have been saying. And I said, well, if you feel that way, then just say you think Chelsea are going to or can win the league. And that was where the high press came from and the high line. But I feel like, Chelsea last night were phenomenal. Barca were terrible. But I feel like Maresca did a very good job yesterday. Players were very much at it. Lamine Yamal, I don't think I've ever seen him look so poor.
Cucurella did a job on him, didn't he?
Absolutely locked him up.
Back to the Arsenal game this evening, Abby. Nice to see Harry Kane back in North London.
It's lovely to see him back in North London.
Likes to go against Arsenal?
He does. He is top goal scorer in North London derby. I wish he was at my club in North London. But yeah, look, today is a massive, I think, test for Arsenal as well. What, you laugh, but it is a test.
How?
These are the top two in
you don't
Champions
think
League.
I wouldn't say it's a test. It's a big clash. But what if there's a test? What are we trying to find out? What are we trying to find out that we don't know about this team?
Well, just how good.
I'm asking.
I'm answering.
Go on.
Cool. Just how good you really are.
Okay.
Like, you're playing Bayern.
So when we beat Real Madrid and PSG, did we learn anything that we might not learn if we win today? I
just think it's a big test in terms
it's
of
not
Arsenal
a big test.
Season.
It's two juggernauts at this moment in time, two of the best formed teams domestically and internationally going at it. It's not a test.
I think every game's a test for you.
You could.
When you haven't got yourself over the line, for a very long time, I think every game is a test.
May 2026. You're right.
It's not May 26th. May November 2025.
Yeah.
So when you get over the line, then
I'm aware of.
Even my team's got over the line.
If I could speak, that's so amazing. Anyways, back to Arsenal Football Club. I'm aware that it's November 2026, 2025.
Are you?
Well, yes, I am, because I would obviously how would I get myself here? It doesn't make sense, does it?
Because you said 2026.
If I may speak without being badgered, as I said,
I wasn't finished by the way.
You know what?
The floor is yours.
We'll save the best to last. Go on. We'll save the best to last.
The floor is yours.
Go on, speak.
The floor is yours.
I didn't know you was an Arsenal fan.
I'm not.
Go on, speak. Speak. Go on, speak.
Ask me a question?
Go on, Abby.
I did ask Abby a question.
Go on, Abby.
Thank you.
All right, go on then.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Cool. So I think it's a big test in terms of these are the two top sides in Europe, I would say, on paper. We know that Barcelona are not very good defensively for all their brilliance going forward, aside from last night. These are the two top sides, and I'm looking forward to a very good game between two top sides. If you would have let me finish.
I have to say, I've never seen a comment which feels as sort of, cliche. It's a big test to rattle someone as much.
It doesn't rattle me.
I think it's a big test in the sense of your play. I think
it's not a big test.
You're playing a really good team.
We're here for a long time, Abby.
Almost we're doing 6.5 hours.
No,
on Sunday,
listen, don't get it twisted.
CJ's not here, is he?
Yeah, no, don't get it twisted. Anyways, thank you, Abby. Now, if I may speak, it's two very good informed teams domestically and obviously in this competition. It's literally a top of the table clash. We've played Bayern Munich before. They have had our number. It has shades of 2023-24. That's where, to be fair, banter aside, I kind of agree with Abby in that I want to see a bit of an evolution. But that being said, where I disagree that it's a test, I'm not going to learn anything in the league phase that I haven't learned, whether we win, lose or draw. Is my team competitive? Yes. Are we one of the best teams structurally in Europe? Yes. Is Bayern Munich the same? It's actually one where I'm pretty sure Pep Guardiola's probably watching because it's two disciples of his philosophy. You don't need to tell me about Bayern Munich. 18 games, a draw and obviously 17 wins.
They're in good form, aren't they?
It speaks for it.
Scoring lots of goals.
Exactly. It speaks for itself. But when we beat PSG in the league phase and then obviously the second half of last season, it was a different entity. Do I want to know if we can compete? Yes. Do I want to keep momentum? 100%. Would I like to beat Bayern Munich, especially because this week we're actually playing two massive teams rather than the small one from down the lane? 100%. But a test? we're not going to learn anything that we don't know.
May I just add one final thing?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just closing argument.
Go ahead.
Well, it's a test because in your last 5 meetings, you've won 0.
Exactly.
So
Where I literally said I would agree with you. You're not actually listening. I agree with that. I'm just simply saying we're not going to learn anything that we haven't learned already. Are we listening or are we listening? Or are we
I don't know. Can you listen?
Yeah, you're not listening. Because I actually said I agree with you. You didn't listen.
Yeah.
know,
I actually said I agree with that.
My point of saying it's a test is because you haven't actually beat them in the last 5. So it's a test.
That's where I said that. But I simply said, what are we going to learn in this league phase that we haven't learned already?
You just argue for
why are you shouting? Calm down. We're having a conversation. I'm not far from you.
The last
Calm down.
time.
Final word for James, and then we break.
Last time I think
the wink
we
at
can
the end.
genuinely say that we beat the best team in Europe was probably Barcelona in 2011. That was the last time that I can say Arsenal faced the best team in the world, not in Europe, and beat them. Tonight, I think we've got that same. That's the test. It's Bayern Munich, I think, are looked at as the best team.
It is a test, according to James Bayliss. There we go. We have got.
I agree with James.
We have got 22 minutes to go. Then do we until the start of our 8 o'clock kickoffs? 3 English sides in action this evening. I've got a funny feeling in the studio. Hey, Marco is going to get a little bit. By the way, this guy here is living his absolute best dream, Marco. By the way, honestly, look at him smiling there, getting paid to listen to these guys. You lucky boy. We're taking a quick break on talkSPORT Goals. We're back in a couple of minutes. Yeah, hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're with William Hill. It's 18 plus, gambleaware.org. It's Wednesday, November the 26th. It's game week 5 in the Champions League, and it's a big night. 3 English sides are in action. It's Sam Ellard, Abby Summers, CJ the Ludaguna, and James Bayliss with you until around 10, 10:15 this evening. 3 English sides in action. We've discussed Arsenal at home to Bayern Munich. Also, boys, by the way, if someone said to you, the Arsenal, is that like a bit of a red flag? Is that not cool.
No, that's the name.
No,
The Arsenal.
I like
So
it.
if somebody in conversation just went, oh yeah, the Arsenal, tough game tonight for the Arsenal,
Yeah.
I think the
wrong with
Arsenal are
that?
good with. No, I'm asking you. I'm not.
That's cool.
That's
We
absolutely
should
fine.
be with it.
Only because I was talking to someone earlier today in the office,
Yeah.
and she said that someone she knows always calls Arsenal the Arsenal.
Big them up.
And I was a bit like, it's kind of, I've never heard anyone really call Arsenal
not?
the, I don't know, do you?
Yeah, I have heard
The
people
Arsenal,
call it that.
yeah,
Where
okay.
you been, Sam, man?
Us as fans,
No,
we
the-
do
I
it a
mean,
lot,
It's a bit
yeah.
cringe, but yeah.
No, it's not cringe. It's the Arsenal, literally. It's never cringe.
Well, no,
Nothing to
it's,
do
yeah,
with
no,
clubs.
I just thought I'd ask a question, if that's all right. So
The
the Arsenal are at home to Bayern Munich, the Tottenham are away at Paris Saint-Germain, and the Liverpool
chickens.
are at home to PSV this evening. Liverpool, as we know, as Abby took great delight, didn't you, on Saturday afternoon? So trying to poke me and prod me and trying to...
I watched that.
Yeah, and?
Well,
Go on.
well, you want me to say who's right?
Go on.
No, I just want your opinion.
There's no right or wrong here.
No, it was a,
Abby
it
based
was a
Ben.
really good, lively debate. I was like, you know what, Liverpool are losing. Let's see how Sam's doing.
Yeah.
And
Oh, thanks, mate.
no, I just wanted to check in on you. And you know,
Check in on me.
it was,
He's a nice guy, man.
That's really sweet of you,
it
James.
James,
was
man, he's
you
a
know,
nice guy.
it was a tough day for Liverpool.
Do
I'll
you
be
think it
honest.
was a, do you
Also,
think it was a fair question
can
to
I
ask?
can I add as well? By the way, I'm a big
can't remember the debate.
I'm a big England cricket fan as well, and my alarm was at 5 o'clock that morning, watching England get battered by Australia to come in here. No, I think correct me if I'm wrong. I think what Abby was trying to do is she was rightly pointing out our bad form, and I think she was desperate for me to say that I want Arnie Slot sacked, and I was absolutely not having
She wanted to find
not
the
having
tipping
any
point,
of that.
right? What's the
She
moment?
wanted me to say I want Arnie Slot to be sacked, and I wasn't doing that, and I'm not going to do that.
No, it's just I didn't want you to say you wanted honest. If it makes you feel better, when I then went to DR after, I then had the same conversation with.
I don't care about DR. We're not on DR now, are we?
I asked
I don't
another,
care.
no. I asked another Liverpool fan. So, do you think that this is a bizarre question to ask? Like,
No, I didn't say it was a bizarre question to ask. I thought, James, when you watched the clip back, I just thought when you asked me the same question 10 different ways, I was a bit
Well, I
like...
might just get 10 different answers.
Well, no, I gave you the same
So who
answer.
do you lot think gets sacked first if someone is to be sacked, Frank or Slot?
I think at the moment, with the noise coming out of Spurs, I think it'd have to be Frank, wouldn't it? When I say noise out of Spurs...
We
I
want
mean
him to
the
stay,
fans.
though.
I'm sure you do. Well, what are your thoughts, James, overall? I mean, I've given my take on this show about
On
100
Arne
times.
Slot?
Well, yeah, on Arnie Slot and kind of him and you know, what's going wrong.
Two things to be true. What I feel for him, because I think things are going so bad that people are starting to run narratives I don't agree with, like, oh, he only won with Klopp's team.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, you know, it basically he picked up what was left
Even if
and
he
ran
did, he
with
still
it.
had to win the games. Doesn't make
I
sense.
don't. I think there was enough he did tactically and differently there to give him, you know, full credit while
Change the whole
acknowledging
style.
Slot did some great work. Absolutely. However, though, I actually think this is really concerning. The level of performance, the ideas. You go back to that interview with Cara early where he basically said, we want full throttle attacking football. This is how I see the game. And a lot of press conferences, I know people can be dramatic about them, but a lot of conversation around, you know, well, we're facing more long balls this season than last season. There's just a way he's
Teams
talking.
are scoring from set pieces.
There's just a, I don't think he's losing it, but there's I think he actually looks and sounds confused about what he's trying to do. And you see that in his 11s, you hear that in the way he speaks. And I think that's actually really concerning. And with someone like Thomas Frank, I'm not making this say who should be sacked first or whatever, but with Thomas Frank, I think there's so much for him to learn. Whereas I think Slot, to a degree, things went so swimmingly that I think he's just a little bit of a deer in the headlights because he's like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, okay, I haven't had really a rough patch at any point.
Yeah.
Things were meant to go so well after £400 million spent on a title-winning team. And I think he's actually lacking conviction in what he's trying to do.
It's polar opposites for you lot. Like you know, I don't agree with that sentiment that he won it with Klopp's team, because at the end of the day, you still have to go there and win it. But
I think that's lazy now.
Yeah, it's lazy. And even if it isn't, he still had to go out there and win it. But it's a thing where it's like two polar opposites for the season. He's had the team that kind of picks itself, and you know, you're better than me. Everything he's done tactically and everything he's brought in, it's just a completely different team. That being said, though, I didn't expect it to get this bad. If I was a Liverpool fan, personally, I think Slot needs to answer a lot of questions, but I wouldn't be anywhere close to the sacking. That being said, it's looking like top four in the domestic trophy or the champs at best.
I don't even think top four is guaranteed. I know
They're
Definitely not guaranteed.
you know, that sounds like such a crazy thing, and I'm sure that it will kind of sort itself out what's going on at Liverpool. But at the moment, it's just I can't even remember the last time I saw Liverpool play so bad. And actually, one of the areas that they're so poor in is your midfield. that hasn't actually been changed.
But they've known that because they did try to get our very own Zubimendi, and just in general, they've looked at a 6. I know one thing I liked with Slot is, compared to Klopp, is the way he was using Gravenberch in that 6. But everybody knew
that was a game changer last year.
But that was a short-term fix. That was never going to be a long-term solution. And I also feel centre-half, you've missed, I know you brought in one, but...
So centre-half one was really, really weird, is that they obviously wanted Gahey. They had Gahey done on the final day, and then it didn't happen because Palace had to pull the plug.
And
I'm really surprised they spent so much money on other players and left the Gahey one to such late on.
Minute.
And one thing I can't understand with what he's got available at the moment, once again, Konate's playing again this evening. Ibrahima Konate this season has been an absolute disaster.
Why would he not play Joe Gomez?
I was about to say the same. I would play him.
Doesn't rate him, innit?
And but I think
I hear you.
I think Konate's got to a level now where he's been so poor, it almost feels impossible for the next person to come in and be as bad as him. I think you make a great point, James. Whilst I think the players have got to take responsibility themselves. Abby, you mentioned the players' hunger in the North London derby and stuff. I think the players the same at Liverpool. Yeah. Some of them, the drop-offs in form has been absolutely remarkable. And whilst I'm absolutely slotting, because I can't sit here and call for a manager to be sacked that won us the league 5 months ago, I do agree with your point. It's almost like Slot walked into pre-season training first day with all these new players, and he's almost game by game on the go, trying to learn his best team, his best formation, and he's got absolutely no idea. And that is a little bit concerning that we're into nearly December and he's not sure what his best team is. We're losing games in the same way where the midfield seems to be so open and teams are just playing through us. And that's on him tactically to try and sort us out. And you see some images from games where it's like big gaps and big spaces in midfield. So I back him, I trust him, but he's got to turn things around pretty quickly now because, I think we use the word crisis on the weekend. They're in a crisis now. When you're Premier League champions and you lose that many games in that, and also the joke of it is the games we won at the start of the season, we were lucky to win those games. We were relying on last-minute goals. So,
He wouldn't be...
Go on, mate.
Sorry to say, he wouldn't be the first manager to get sacked after winning the Premier League.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be in decent company.
It's just
not by Liverpool.
Chelsea are probably the best example, aren't they?
Ranieri, and what he did was extraordinary.
How long has he got then?
Mancini? Well, didn't he go pretty soon
Results
after?
by
feel like he maybe got one more season, did he?
Yeah, but towards the end of that season.
I almost feel like he gets until the end of the season, I think.
Depending on how bad it gets.
Well, that's what I mean. It depends how many more games you lose. How many more losses would it take for that to actually be a thing where, no.
I would say May, but it's dictated by results, simply put.
Sam, are they his signings?
Go on, mate.
Sorry to cut you. Are they his signings?
Really, really good question. I know that Michael Edwards and Richie Hughes. Michael Edwards is the kind of top guy that looks after all the operational stuff, and Richie Hughes has come in. Yeah. My guess would be that, Michael Edwards has been in Liverpool for a long time, and most recruitment's been pretty good. My guess would be that they would be sort of running it, but I'd also like to hope in the shoe that Arnie Slot would have input, would okay signings and stuff, that he doesn't just get a £100 million player put on his doorstep. But you'd have to say, looking at Wirtz as an example, it does almost feel as if he had no idea who Wirtz was, didn't want that type of player because, 12 games into the season, he doesn't know the player on the left-hand side in a 4-2-3-1 as a 10. So I'd hope that they've all sat together and ticked things off together. But watching Liverpool this season, it does look like he's on his side.
It feels to me like last season, he looked at what he had. They obviously only brought in Chiesa and he went, right, what's the best blend and balance of the players I've got? It looks like this season he's been given a group of players that actually, Frimpong's nothing like Trent. And so
it's worse defensively somehow.
Yeah,
Trent was irreplaceable.
Robertson last season at times was tucking in, but Kirkes is one of the most overlapping fullbacks. You had of course they have technical quality, your three midfielders of last season, but also they had an engine, and Wirtz is completely different to that. You're playing with, you've gone from no out-and-out nines to two of them, and now you don't know how to fit them together.
For choice now.
So my question is, was he given these players and he's going, well, this is really imbalanced, I'm trying to make it work? Or is this a step towards actually his vision, which might be a little bit more concerning? Because from that perspective, it's like he's taken what went so well last season, which was a beautiful balance. Even Gravenberch and McAllister, neither of them a natural six, but wonderfully complement one another. To this season, kind of looking at it going, I've seen 11s go out and I've thought, oof, basically Van Dijk, Konate, good luck. It's on you two.
Literally.
Yeah, echo your thoughts there. It's talkSPORT Goals. We're going to take another very, very quick break, and then when we come back, we're only going to be a couple of minutes away from the start of our 8 o'clock games in the Champions League this evening. Liverpool home to PSV, Spurs at PSG, Arsenal, Bayern Munich. This is talkSPORT Goals. Kickoffs are just a few minutes away. We need to update the iodine, don't we, Abby? I need to, I think we need a fresh iodine. I think maybe we should have freshened up the start of every season, right?
Do you think?
Maybe we need me, you, and Kwaku
That would be
on
quite
that on that same iodine, don't we?
I think we should get that done.
Yeah, we like that.
Who do we talk to about that?
Yeah, I know. We'll just talk to you about that. We'll pitch it to the boss
Like,
and maybe.
like Powerpuff Girls.
Excuse me.
It's like Powerpuff Girls.
Never seen it.
What?
Powerpuff Girls.
Really?
You've never seen
What?
Powerpuff Girls?
It's a classic.
What childhood was you living?
Powerpuff.
Powerpuff Girls.
I've never seen it. Never heard
That's
of it.
Cartoon.
Have you?
That's insane.
Ed, and Eddie?
No, I don't know what it is, mate.
What?
Oh.
What was you doing as a little kid?
Well, not watching Powerpuff Girls, obviously.
I'm
Sorry.
in shock. You've never seen
Yeah,
Powerpuff
yeah.
Girls?
No.
Do you know what you don't even know what they look like?
Genuinely.
Yeah, I'm not lying to you, CJ. Why would I lie to you about a show that I did watch from my childhood?
But James said Eddie as well.
You've never seen Ed, and Eddie?
Oh,
Johnny
no.
Bravo?
No.
Ben 10?
These are the Powerpuff Girls.
Courage the
Oh,
Cowardly
yeah, I haven't
Dog.
seen it, Abby, so I don't know what that is.
Pokemon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a bit of poker.
Oh,
Courage
there
the
we
Cowardly
go.
Dog.
Okay. Oh, that was good, actually.
Stop just shouting random things.
Wait, you guys used to watch these things, or?
As a little kid, yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, you ain't watching that now.
How old are
Oh,
you, James?
is it?
If you don't mind me
I'm
asking.
30.
Oh,
Oh.
Fair play, good stuff. It's the TalkSPORT Goals Champions League special show. We're only a few minutes away, aren't we, from kickoff? So we got 7 games at A. 2 games are finished already. Copenhagen 3, Kairat 2, Paphos 2, Monaco 2. What I'll do is we build up to our as we get ready for the 8 o'clock games. I'll bring the latest from the Championship. There are 5 games this evening in the Championship. It's Blackburn 0, QPR 0, 18th versus 16th, having conceded 9 goals in their first 2 away league games this season. QPR conceded just 4 in their subsequent 6 on the road. It's Millwall 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Sheffield Wednesday bottom and 19 from safety, having that awful points deduction. Sheffield Wednesday have won just 1 of their last 11 away league games, beating Portsmouth 2-0 back in September. Sheffield United who beat Sheffield Wednesday on the weekend, drawing at home to Portsmouth 0-0. Sheffield United in the bottom 3 on 13 points. Portsmouth, though, not far outside the drop zone, 19th on 17 points. Wrexham versus Bristol City. Bristol City beat Swansea on the weekend, having not won 3 games. They're back into the playoff places. Wrexham mid-table, but it's so tight, so congested in that Championship. You're literally, if you're mid-table, you're a few points off the playoffs, but also at the same time a few points off the relegation zone. And West Brom versus Birmingham is a 8 o'clock kickoff this evening, so that game is yet to get underway. Birmingham in decent form. They're 10th on 24 points after winning 7 consecutive away league games between April and August. Birmingham have won just 1 of their last 7 on the road, so they're getting most of their points at home. Their away form has to improve. So no goals yet in the Championship. And again, the 2 results this evening in the Champions League. Copenhagen picking up their first victory, beating Kairat by 3-2. Kairat just 1 point from their games. Kairat were looking to achieve their first ever Champions League win by a side from Kazakhstan, and the other game was Paphos 2, Monaco 2. Paphos scoring a very late equaliser. So it is TalkSPORT Goals, and again before 8 o'clock, just a reminder of some of the some of the epic boosts that William Hill are offering this evening. For Arsenal v Bayern Munich, Bukayo Saka to score or assist, impact sub applied, was 10-11, now 6-4 in the Liverpool PSV game. Salah to score anytime, impact sub applies, was 4-6, now 6-5, and PSG Spurs, PSG to lead at halftime, is now evens. One more break, 1 minute, 60 seconds, get a cup of tea. We've got lots of football all around us. Big night of Champions League football. Let's do this. A very good evening and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals. We are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and as well on your smart TVs. It's Wednesday, November the 26th. We are 30 seconds away from 8 o'clock, so big games coming up in the Champions League. I'm your host, Sam Ellard, Abby Summers, CJ, the Blue Laguna and James Bailey. So with us to take you all through what should hopefully be, what I'm sure will be, a busy night of Champions League football. Copenhagen 3, Kairat 2, Paphos 2, Monaco 2. Two results so far this evening in the Champions League. In the Championship, no goals yet in the game starting at 7:45. West Brom Birmingham, 8 o'clock kickoff. In the Champions League then this evening, we have got 7 games kicking off at 8 o'clock. Arsenal, Bayern Munich about to get underway. It's the 5th time that Bayern Munich have faced Arsenal in the Champions League Group or League phase, facing them during the 0-01 and 15-16 campaigns. The German side have lost just one of those matches. Arsenal this evening making a couple of changes from the side that beat Spurs at the weekend. It's Raya in goal. Timber, Saliba, Mosquera, Lewis Kelly, the back four. Supermendi, Eze, Rice, the midfield three. Saka, Marino and Trossard, the front three. Odegaard is back on the bench. Atletico Madrid versus Inter Milan. Atletico Madrid have also got Inter Milan, I've got a 100% record, winning 4 from 4 so far. They're just one of 3 teams with a perfect 4 wins from 4 in this season, alongside Bayern and Arsenal. Inter have never won their opening 5 matches of a campaign in this competition. That game starting in a couple of minutes' time, as is Frankfurt versus Atalanta. Liverpool taking on PSG. Liverpool have won each of their last 13 Champions League home games in the group stage league phase, beating Real Madrid 1-0 on match day 4 to set the outright longest such run by a Premier League side. Olympiacos versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid forward Kylian Mbappe has been directly involved in 43 goals and 43 away games in his Champions League career, or players with 10 or more away matches played. He's the best goal involvement per away game ratio in the competition history. PSG versus Spurs. What Spurs are we going to get this evening? Lots of pressure on Thomas Frank after that North London derby, not just defeat, but the performance in particular. It doesn't come much easier this evening. They're at the Champions League holders, Paris Saint-Germain. PSG have lost just one of their last 6 home Champions League games against English opposition. A 1-0 defeat to Liverpool in March 2025. And Sporting versus Club Brugge is an 8 o'clock kickoff. We're underway at the Emirates Stadium. And James, Bayern Munich, they're a team in form, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and already we've tried to press them up the pitch. They've played a few passes. Lewis Kelly, I don't think got to. I think it was Elise. Not quick enough. They played through, but we recovered well. Looks like we're going to try to take the game to them, which is dangerous because they're a very good side, but we're a very good side too. So we're going to back ourselves. The thing about who did they beat recently? They went to PSG and won, didn't they? 2-1.
That's right.
When Diaz got sent off, and one of the big talking points from that game was how aggressively Bayern press up the pitch. That's why I'm a little bit concerned about Mosquera as the left centre-back. Normally when you've got a lefty on that side, the angles are a little bit better. I'm worried about them maybe trying to, press him into some areas, and Lewis Kelly as well. I mean, there's 2 players coming in that haven't played that much recently.
Very young as well.
Yeah, and that's a very good point, actually. It's a young left side of the defence. But, I think we've got the ingredients to hurt them.
Abby, the Spurs team again this evening, going through social media, has raised plenty of eyebrows. It's a back 5 again. Porro, Gray, Romero, Van der Ven, Spence, and it looks like in front of a back 5, it's going to be almost 3 kind of sitters in Sarr, Bergvall, Bentancur, Richarlison, Kolomuani leading the line. So that means that Xavi Simons and Kudus are both on the bench. What do you make of the team?
The grey one has really surprised me. But I think what he's trying to do is go with a similar lineup of what he did in the Super Cup, and for about 80 odd minutes that did work. He has tried to replicate that since. Did at Man City, it worked. He tried to replicate it against Arsenal. That definitely did not work. So he has gone slightly more attacking tonight, I can't lie, despite the back 5 having a midfield of Sarr and Bergvall who can offer you legs and offer you an out ball, can pick a pass. He has been slightly less pragmatic despite the fact that Kudus and Xavi Simons are on the bench.
We touched on the top of the show, Abby, but do all these games at the moment feel like big games for Spurs, given the kind of pressure that Thomas Frank's facing at the moment?
Every game is massive. I think when we spoke, about the start of the season, like what I wanted out of the season, I never thought it would be a top 4 finish. I always said if we could finish, somewhere between 4th and 8th, I'd be happy. I want to have a focus on trophies. I want to try and, go far in a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup or something like that.
Rack up the trophies.
So that was kind of my focus, and nothing has really changed on that standpoint. That is what I think Tottenham's focus should be, and I think that's probably where Thomas Frank should be. Tottenham are not a side that really can compete probably at this level. I know they've actually been far better in the Champions League than they have in the Premier League. But yeah, I don't think... I don't know. I don't think this squad is it. We finished 17th last season and...
Oh, my goodness me.
Oh, no.
It's a penalty for PSV. There's a handball. The first 4 minutes of this game, it's been corner after corner for PSV. A corner's been whipped in. It came off, well, the referee thinks it's come off someone's hand. He immediately blew to the penalty spot. The PSV players all appealed for a penalty. It's Virgil van Dijk. Ball's come in and oh my goodness.
Gosh, that is...
His right arm is in the air.
He can't even argue.
And I've got to say, Virgil van Dijk is one of the very best centre-backs the Premier League's ever seen. I've got absolutely no idea, guys.
How is he arguing with him?
So what I think he's saying is, he's saying that someone behind him is making a foul. It's not a foul. He gets his right arm in the air and it comes off his hand arm. James, that's almost bizarre that a player of his experience and quality gets himself into that position. That's absolutely mind-boggling.
I mean, pick the error. Getting bullied in the first place to the point where you feel like you need to put your arm in the air. The fact that it's so early in the game and you feel that's the way you're going to react. I mean, I agree with you. You're talking about one of the best centre-backs I've ever seen in the Premier League. But
it's going to be a former Premier... Sorry to cut across you. It's going to be a former Premier League star, Ivan Perisic, who's got the ball on the spot. It's Perisic v Mamadashvili, and he scores. He sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And I tell you what, when it rains, it pours.
Took the words out my mouth.
And sums up Liverpool at the moment.
No, but this is it, right? Like, you can talk about the manager and his tactics, and that's all fair game. But there's sometimes, that's not on the manager when your most experienced centre-back gets himself in a position like that, where a corner comes in. And I have to say, by the way, I love Virgil van Dijk with all of my heart. He's you got Gerrard, Salah, Van Dijk in terms of the best players I've seen play for my club. But I've got no idea what he's complaining about. Maybe out of embarrassment, but... You're right, James. He's got to be stronger in that situation and then not get your right arm in the air like that. What's he doing?
It's really strange. Like, sometimes you just see things in football and you just go, it's just a moment that the player probably wouldn't do 1 in 1,000 times. But in that moment, Van Dijk normally so good at just getting in front of someone. He's aerially so just dominant.
Making the right decisions.
Yeah, being stronger, not getting bullied aerially. That's a really strange one. And you know what? It'd have been bad enough if he'd kind of been bullied in the air and then miss the header. But to kind of respond with, well, I'm going to put my hand up, call for a foul, and end up touching the ball in the process. It's a really, really strange one. I back him to go score from a set piece and try and put it right, to be fair. But, yeah, really
You know
strange.
what? It's such a messy start. I mean, I don't think we've strung 2 passes together at any point. PSV looking aggressive. They've won corners. And again, this is, Van Dijk, Salah, pretty much all of them last season had 10 out of 10 seasons, absolutely faultless. And we're now just seeing a group of players, I don't know if it's a confidence thing or mental thing, but are just making mistakes that...
Everything.
They Van Dijk didn't make a mistake for 3 seasons.
He's made so many this season.
It's everything.
Van Dijk's there. You've got Salah, who's badly out of form. Salah does start tonight, by the way. Isak's on the bench, but it's all just so messy. Oh, goodness me. So, yeah, Liverpool 0, PSV 1. PSV off to the perfect start. Liverpool, once again, just starting so badly, looking so all over the place. It was an Ivan Perisic penalty. A goal in the Championship, by the way. Producer Jamie Abbey, Bristol City supporting producer Jamie, flew out to Australia for the Ashes, right? He got 2 days' worth of cricket. Jamie, if you're watching, I'm sorry. You deserve better than that. Bazball has failed you. Bazball has let you down. But I'm sure, my friend, you've had a good couple of days, haven't you? I believe he's en route back now.
That's really fun. I don't really follow.
So cricket, a test match it can last up to 5 days.
Okay.
Because England was so bad, they ended up losing somehow in 2 days, and that pretty much never really happened.
Basically, think being 2-0 down in the North London derby.
I could only dream.
Do you know what?
No, James. I'd even go further. I think being 4-0 down again.
Oh, is it okay?
And wow. That's how bad it was. Okay. Hopefully he's in the air right now because his Bristol City are losing away at Wrexham by a goal to 0. When it rains, it pours, Jay. Nathan Brower scoring for Wrexham. Wrexham having been winners in their first 5 home league games this season. Wrexham have now won each of their last 3 at home, and they're beating Bristol City by a goal to 0. CJ, how have Arsenal started at home to Bayern Munich? Did I catch? Oh, a chance here. Is that Trossard? Play through one goal.
Hey, come on. Oh, come on. Sacks. Where's his options? Support him.
Shoot.
Hit it. Oh, not like that. Oh, yeah, hit it. Oh. You've got to take them chances,
and the
man.
offside flag does go up.
Yeah, eventually, 20 years later.
That was really late. Trossard got played through. CJ, one of you boys, did call the offside flag, and you are right. It then came back to Saka, who then played it back out. I think he might just be off. So a chance there, Steve. Was there also a chance for Saliba from a corner?
It went wide from a dead ball. We've had chances. It's a bit of a cagey start. I must admit, I'm impressed with the confidence we're showing. I'm also impressed with the pockets of space the Bayern players take up. I must admit, Harry Kane's role, we all know he drops into midfield anyways, but especially in Musiala's absence, some of the areas he's picking up, maybe that's why Arteta had more confidence going with traditional centre-halves. We could be in here now. It's technically
and have you clocked Saliba's following him all the way?
Yeah.
That was Saliba intercepted. He's driving in the 10 space.
And then
Arsenal have gone man for man. This has been really open from Bayern and Arsenal in terms of really aggressively pressing each other. But Bayern, I'll be honest, I'm impressed. They're knocking the ball about really well.
They're getting out of space is so
But
good.
Arsenal are matching them in terms of the work rate. So, yeah, but like you said, the two best chances so far, both arguably slightly offside. But Arsenal looking a threat despite Bayern working them hard.
Are we looking, James, right now, I'm sure teams look at PSG and PSG were awful for the first half of last season and ended up winning it. But are we right here, right now, looking at the two best teams in the competition?
This season, yeah. Yeah, this season we are. They're 4 for 4. Barely conceded. Well, Arsenal haven't conceded a goal.
Oh! Sorry to cut across you there. It was a rasping effort from about 25 yards out. Was that João Neves who had the effort there for... was that Fabian Ruiz? And he had a shot from about 25 yards out with his left foot that moved away from Vicario, who threw himself to his right-hand side, but he couldn't keep it out. Remains PSG 0, Spurs 0, James.
He's got a good strike on him, Ruiz. Yeah, I think you are looking at the two, definitely two in best form. And two that I think, at one point everyone had doubts about Company and Arteta as managers. So it's actually quite good to see them both.
Guardiola's got to be smiling, man. His two disciples are two of the best performing sides in Europe.
In the Company one, you have to say fair play because I remember interviewing him the day that Burnley officially got relegated away at Spurs. I was there for talkSPORT, and I remember looking back on it now. If someone had told me then, as I was looking at a man who could barely speak because the team got relegated, and a few months later he was managing Bayern Munich, I almost wouldn't believe you. But
I couldn't believe the appointment.
No, it was a shock. It was a crazy appointment, but I think the vision that was there. I mean, you saw what he did with Burnley in the Championship. It's just conveying that in the Premier League is a different
and having a better group of players also to play that.
The Burnley players won.
I mean,
for what he wanted. Yeah.
With all due respect to the Burnley players, having an attack of Harry Kane, Michael Olise, Gnabry, Musiala probably helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We could have a surprise in our hands in the Olympiacos Real Madrid game because Real Madrid, who lost last time out, of course, Liverpool, are losing 1-0 away at Olympiacos. Real Madrid have lost 3 of their last 4 away matches in the Champions League, while failing to score in all 3 defeats against Atletico Madrid, against Arsenal, and of course Liverpool this season. And not a good start for Real Madrid, losing away to Olympiacos by a 1-0. Sporting in their home game against Club Brugge, down to 10 men. And another goal in the Championship, Alex Mowat has given West Brom the lead. Ryan Mason in charge of West Brom, Abby. Good to see Ryan Mason, one of your own, getting a managerial opportunity.
Always, just not at my own club.
No. Oh, that he was manager. Did he take
the final?
The Carabao Cup.
I'm sure for a cup.
He's taken over many a time.
I think he's your longest serving manager, actually.
He might have. He took over so many times. Like, love to see him do well. Just definitely needed more experience. I think at one point he actually did throw his hat in the ring to be Spurs manager. But
I also throw my hat. I throw my hat in the ring to go on a date with Dua Lipa. If she's listening, by the way, honestly, I've got absolutely no problem. I'm more than happy to do it, Abby. Right?
I'm sure you will be.
Abby, how Spurs started at PSG?
Yeah, they've been okay.
Didn't sound convincing though.
No, they've been all right. They've been okay. They've won the ball back every time they've lost it most of the time. They've been hungrier. They've tried to go forward. It's just, PSG are a very good side. They're very good in the turnovers and
great tackle there from Benton.
It's kind of like they're just walking through kind of the midfield, and then everyone's there to try and defend very narrowly for Spurs. But it's kind of, to me, it's very similar for what they were doing in the last.
Bergvall was coming here, Abby, down the left-hand side. He's got bodies in the middle, and the ball was really, really poor. There was space for Bergvall down that left-hand side. He had Richarlison, he had Colin Moani in the box. But I don't know if he badly executed it because the goalkeeper made a save at the near post. Yeah. I don't know if he tried to be clever and try and shoot. But that's just where, if that was Xavi Simons or Mohamed Kudus making that run in space down the left-hand side, that final ball in the box would have have been a better one, right?
Well, you'd hope so. You would definitely hope so. The thing with Xavi Simons is the performance against someone like a Copenhagen, where he's got so much time, so much space on the ball,
teams being less aggressive.
Yeah,
right?
like that will suit him. But when you're playing the best teams in the Premier League and you're playing the best teams in Europe and PSG, it's a very different game. Like. Maybe the Champions League is a competition for him. Who knows? But I think this is Spurs' biggest problem: the lack of quality in that final third, and that is going to continue to be the problem.
Well, when you have Kulusevski, Maddison, Solanke injured, and you bench Kudus and Xavi Simons, they're probably 6th and 7th and 8th attacking players. Probably aren't going to be the best.
Like Kudus is a great signing, and I look forward to seeing him kind of thrive with a Kulusevski and with a Maddison, and also having someone like Solanke as well, like just having a better.
And I think that if on going back to Sunday, I think when you play that system, I think an outlet, like a focal point, someone who's big and strong can hold the ball up, I think is really important.
And someone that can connect the dots as well. You know, I also think with
dot the I's, cross the T's,
all of it. But with Xavi Simons, I think the pressure on him, he would never have been under so much pressure to do so well if you had a Kulusevski or a Maddison fit, because both could play in the 10, and you would have just embedded him slowly into the squad. But you're looking for someone to create magic for you. Oh my gosh!
I'll tell you what. I actually think you've started quite well in this game.
Right.
I mean, I know PSG are naturally quite an attacking team, aren't they?
Yeah, you'll get chances against PSG.
Could possibly be some space, but there's been a couple of occasions. We mentioned the Bergvall one, didn't we? That's actually great as a left centre back.
1-1.
Oh, and Dominic Szoboszlai has equalised for Liverpool. Liverpool 1, PSV 1. And after conceding a very, very early penalty, Liverpool are back on level terms. Dominic Szoboszlai, the goal scorer for Liverpool, probably been Liverpool's, I think, best player this season, and it's needed. The ball gets played into McAllister in midfield, takes a good touch, plays it out wide to the left-hand side to Cody Gakpo, goes up against his man, comes on the inside. He gets his shot away. The goalkeeper makes a real mess of it. It was a pretty tame shot from Cody Gakpo, and the goalkeeper pushes that back into a dangerous area. And Dominic Szoboszlai, who is playing as a right-back this evening, is very high up the pitch, and from close range, puts the ball in the back of the net. Gakpo's shot saved. Szoboszlai with the finish. Liverpool 1, PSV 1.
Is that not frustrating for you that Szoboszlai has probably been your best player this season, and you have to play him out of position?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, in the manager's defence, we have got some injuries at right back. Frimpong's injured, and also Conor Bradley, still not on the bench. You could play Joe Gomez there, but to be fair, he obviously is stepping into midfield. But I do agree. I think Szoboszlai is better being that real kind of aggressive player in that midfield three, the one to try and press, play hard up the pitch. So yeah, I do think that that right back area is one of the many issues we've got. No Trent, we know that's a big problem. The replacement Frimpong has been out injured and is a different type of player. Now Bradley's injured. We haven't got loads of options there. So Liverpool 1, PSV 1, Arsenal 0, Bayern Munich 0, PSG 0, Spurs 0. There's been a goal in the Atletico Madrid game. Inter Milan, along with Arsenal and Bayern Munich, have got a 100% record. Atletico Madrid have scored. It's Julian Alvarez after 9 minutes, the goal scorer. Atletico Madrid winning 2 and losing 2 of their first 4 games. Atletico Madrid have won 11 of their last 12 Champions League home games. No team picking up more home wins in the competition since the 23-24 campaign. James, early stages of Arsenal Bayern Munich, how's it going?
Honestly, without sounding boring, this is a really tactically fascinating game. You see both teams.
God, you're boring, aren't you?
I know, I'm so boring.
Honestly, mate.
I've always lost 2,000 viewers. But I don't know how you're feeling about it, but you could see two teams trying to press really aggressively, trying to play out the back, trying to punch balls forward into their strikers who are both playing as false nines. Because they're dropping so deep, they're following them all over the place. Lots of one-on-one battles as well going on. Everyone, chess match. Yeah. Everyone covering for each other. The amount of times it's been Timber at centre.
Oh, he's given offside. Oh, my goodness me. PSV had the ball in the back of the net. A ball got whipped in with real pace. It was a really good free kick on the right-hand side. It comes to the back post and it gets slotted in at the back post, but the flag has just gone up. Now,
Is he definitely off?
So I think that fella there goes for the ball, and it's actually a good save from Mamardashvili. And I think that it's Jurek, and I think he looked a smidgen offside there, by the way.
I think he's off.
By the way, in that Chelsea game last night, those offsides, in my mind, at first viewing, I got all 3 wrong. Yeah. So I'm the worst at calling offside. But I think before the ball got put in the back of the net, it was saved.
Same with the Harvey Barnes one, wasn't it, against City? Yeah. You looked at it and went, oh, that's off.
Yeah. But at least, again, that was dealt with pretty quickly, though. You have to wait for lines to be drawn. It's no goal. Remains Liverpool 1, PSV 1. CJ.
In relation to Arsenal, just saying that Elise's drew a foul for Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think James is bang on. I think, it's a bit of a chess match. Both teams are cancelling each other out. Bayern probably have slightly more of possession than us. I wouldn't go as far as to say there's half chances, but both teams have tried to threaten. It's what you'd expect from, as I said earlier, from Kompany and Arteta, two disciples of Pep Guardiola. You're probably going to have to wait for the second half to see it really explode into life, if I'm honest. I'm happy with how my boys have started. There's all still to play for. There's nothing really of note, if I'm honest. Like, if you're a neutral, hearing Arsenal and Bayern and all the talking points, you'd probably be disappointed right now.
But there's an intensity to this game. So
Exactly.
there is a real intensity to this match.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty for Liverpool. Oh, goodness me. Bayern Munich with a free kick whipped in. Bayern Munich win. Arsenal win the header. I thought at my first viewing there, I think it's Cody Gakpo who comes. Ekitike comes into the box and he's absolutely taken out by a PSV defender. Oh goodness me, that's a penalty, isn't it?
No, I have to see that again. He might be in trouble.
So he comes into the box. He goes past the PSV player.
That's a pen.
VAR's going to have to have a look.
I'm not being biased there, but he gets to the ball before the PSV defender. And then, I don't know if the referee thinks it was more coming together, but I think he gets taken out there, doesn't he?
That's a pen. Is VAR having a look?
No, the plays restarted.
Wow, they got away with one there.
Plays restarted. That for me looked reckless.
Got none of the ball
from the PSV defender, and they tell you what, they didn't pause the game for long, did they? Obviously, the person at VAR must have thought that was no penalty. Anyway, still remains Liverpool 1, PSV 1. Abby, was that a chance there for Kvaratskhelia cutting in on his right foot?
Yeah, that is exactly what it was. I actually think Spurs have been okay.
I agree.
To be honest with you, I think that they've defended very compactly, which I can only say I wish they would have done on Sunday.
3 nights ago.
Yes. Is that all it's been? God, it's been a long week.
Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, 3 nights ago, yeah. Has it been a long 3 days for you?
It has been.
How have you found the post-North London derby fallout? Have you been coping okay? I've seen you be doing videos whilst cooking in your gym outfit.
It actually was before work on Monday morning because
you couldn't wait to get into work.
No, I could wait to get into work, to be honest, but I couldn't wait to get that off my chest because I went to bed in such a bad mood and I woke up in still such a bad mood and I thought I'm in disbelief at that performance I watched. I don't even make content like that.
Was it the worst North London derby
ever?
I agree. I thought it was the easiest it's ever been.
I do say that every year, though. I do say that every year.
I don't say that every year. I genuinely sat there thinking that was...
The last time I remember us actually being competitive in a North London derby was the 2-2. Was the 2-2. Madison.
Oh, yeah. You played well that day.
Yeah, but that was 2023.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Mo Salah, if there was a shot, guys, to sum up Mo Salah's season, it was possibly this one. Getting the ball on the right-hand side, cutting in on his left foot. He had lots of space just outside the box, and he blazes his shot so far over the bar. Mo Salah, normally in those positions, is so good and so clinical. Not today. So 20 minutes gone then in our Champions League games. The 2 results today, Copenhagen with their first win, beating Korat by 3-2. Pafos scored a late equaliser against Monaco. That finished 2-2. Still Arsenal 0, Bayern Munich 0. Arsenal are the only team yet to concede a goal in the Champions League this season, while they rank first for both expected goals against and shots on.
Yes!
Come on!
What?
Well done!
Did I not say at the beginning they're poor from set pieces? They've now conceded 5 in recent weeks. Boys, 0-0 switch on this, game on. We deserve it. We deserve it. This ain't no test. We know we can compete in Europe with some of the best teams. It's not a test in the league phase. I tried to tell you lot. Let's go. Vamos!
James, talk us through the goal.
During Timber. Well, it looks like it's just put into that crowded area. And he's done this before. He did it a few times last season, did it twice against Leeds. He's a surprising threat from set pieces during Timber. Company's not happy about something, so we'll see on replay now what's wrong with it.
Nothing happened.
But Saka puts into a really crowded area. They clearly get around Neuer. Yeah.
Did I not say front post?
Let's have a look here. I can't see anything wrong with it. No, it's just Timber.
Oh, go away.
Yeah, it's just Timber's got a really deceptive leap from set pieces attacking them. This, I think, his 4th or 5th goal from a set piece.
How much times have we just stuck him on the keeper?
Well done. Well done.
Lovely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
I actually thought Company was moaning at his own backroom team about something. I don't think.
Oh, okay, fine.
I thought
be right.
No, you're right. Neuer's crying about something. What happened to you?
I have to say, look, those are. I mean, firstly, again, it's just
corner boys.
The delivery is just phenomenal, isn't
literally.
it? So it's whipped into that dangerous area with pace. Body's in front of the goalkeeper. if I'm being really critical of the goalkeeper, a goalkeeper of that experience, he kind of comes, gets.
If you come out, you've got to make it.
Sure, you have to almost clatter through people. So it ends up being an empty net for him to head into. But then again, I mean, James, when you put a ball in those areas, the ball is in front of you with that pace as well and that trajectory, it's as most teams have found out, it's almost impossible to stop. Right?
I was asked about the absence of Gabriel and what it does for us.
Ref. Oi, that's a red, ref.
Oh,
It's a yellow, not a red.
Oh,
Definitely not.
have a look. That's a high foot.
Open
no
Meccano's
place in
been
football.
booked for a tackle on Mascara, is that?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Mascara down. Let's have a look at this. So Mascara seems to go in
It's
quite...
a yellow card, yeah.
Oh, that's an ankle breaker. Ref.
He's late and he catches him. It's a yellow card. Let's have a look at this angle here again. This Bukayo Saka ball. The goalkeeper's trying to wrestle people before it comes in, and then he comes.
you're crying about?
Comes and
I think it's poor from
he comes and gets absolutely nowhere near it. It's probably more embarrassment than anything, CJ.
Yeah, I agree.
And yet it's Timber who just makes the run to the near post,
What is he
and he
doing?
flicks on. And
It's like Neuer comes, gets a bit scared, then commits to going again. It's
I
a
don't
mess.
expect that type of goalkeeping from him.
Exactly, he's a
Definitely
world-class
not.
keeper, a legendary keeper. Like he knows it better than us.
But Arsenal work it
He's made a
really well.
mistake.
Timber coming from behind him, getting in front, using a little bit of physicality, but
It's
not
what we
too
do.
much. You know, we're bringing this for a reason. A lot of teams struggle with this because clearly Arsenal do.
It's not
something very,
entertaining,
very
though,
right.
James.
Well, some people don't enjoy it, but
do you care?
no,
No.
not at all. Not when we can
What
show
does entertainment do for
what
us?
we can do, like we did on Sunday, where the goals were from something different. I think we've shown that.
Without our striker as well.
Sunderland was
Four
the
open
same.
play goals.
Here we go, another set piece
Let's
into the
get a
box.
second.
And that was the second time we threatened because Saliba had a moment, albeit slightly offside. So this is a problem for Bayern Munich, to be fair. But you said something about the delivery. You're right. In the absence of Gabriel,
What about the delivery?
yeah. When I was last here, we beat Atletico 4-0, and it was that ball from Declan Rice, Gabriel scored. But I honestly think you give 2-3 other players that role, tell them to attack it, they should score because that quality of delivery, I've not seen consistency like it. Well, never in an Arsenal
And
team.
then if we don't score from the first action, one thing that teams don't do is actually anticipate the second ball, like you've seen against Crystal Palace. And as James
Ezra scored that goal, didn't
yeah, and as James referred to Atletico Madrid, it's inevitable. We're inevitable from set pieces.
Is there any way that this can be stopped? This can be defended?
No.
You'd have to speak to actual managers. I don't know. They'd have to do their own work.
They've got no idea, CJ.
Yeah,
no one knows
and
how
long
to
may
do
it
it.
continue when you've got Nicholas over and Arteta.
When the ball's that good, no. I don't think there's a lot you can do,
No.
if I'm really honest.
There really isn't. Like that is their cheat code. Like, and fair play to them. Like, they're so well drilled at it. It's what they're focused on for so long, and they're very, very good at it. You have to give it to them for things like that.
They're scary good at it. I mean, the delivery from Saka from Rice, it's always bang on the money.
It's pinpoint. It's pinpoint.
The goalkeeper, the goalkeeper there doesn't look happy, does he, Neuer? But he has to do better there. So I'll run you through the latest scores. Then Arsenal have taken the lead against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, leading by a 0-0. Atletico Madrid are beating Inter Milan. So as things stand, Arsenal would be the only team in the competition with a 100% record and unbeaten because Bayern are losing, as are Inter Milan. Frankfurt 0, Atalanta 0, Liverpool 1, PSV 1. Dominic Szoboszlai equalising for Liverpool. Real Madrid have completely turned things around in the game against Olympiacos. They were trailing by a 0-0. A Kylian Mbappe brace has put Real Madrid 2-0. I've mentioned earlier, didn't I, that nobody in the competition away from home has got a better record than him, who have played 10 or more games. Well, he's backed up that stat, hasn't he? Scoring 2. Real Madrid leading by 2-1. Still PSG 0, Spurs 0. Down into the Championship, some of these games approaching half-time. Blackburn 0, QPR 0. Millwall 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Sheffield United beating their rival Sheffield Wednesday in the weekend and beating Portsmouth by a 0-0. Sheffield United have won just one of their last 8 home league games, but are beating Portsmouth by a 0-0. Wrexham 1, Bristol City 0, West Brom 1, Birmingham 0. Abby, something that really annoyed me in the Spurs game. Jed Spence breaks down the... I thought chance Liverpool, no chance. Breaking down the left-hand side.
Yeah.
He gets into a dangerous position and his whip in with his left foot is weak and poor.
Blade.
I think that if you play this system where you have wing-backs that are obviously so important from an offensive point of view, I think it's so important to have that left wing-back who's got a natural left foot to use.
Yeah, I have been fine with him playing out of position for such a lot. I've been fine with him playing out of position the whole of last season, to be honest with you. I think he does a really good job actually playing on the left. But I think when you've got someone like Destiny Udogie on the bench who offers probably actually more in an attacking threat going forward.
Naturally, yeah.
Like, he will do that, obviously, naturally on the left-hand side anyway.
David
but
Foot as
also
well.
just how he is. He's very good at kind of inverting and cutting in and having that kind of power and presence as you push forward. We saw that very much so in the Copenhagen game as well. So I am surprised he didn't go with that. but it is what it is. I mean, you won't be surprised to know we've still got an XG of 0. Although we have...
You'll never sing that.
We have been, for what it's worth, we have looked better than we did the other day.
You have to be fair.
I actually think it's impossible to look any worse.
You needed a reaction today, regardless of the result.
Yeah.
Spurs players need to react. If for nothing more, the fans worldwide and the travelling fans.
It's for pride.
Exactly.
I think that was one of the things that annoyed me the most, that there was no pride whatsoever in that performance. And also, I didn't even mention it earlier, letting Eze score a hat-trick.
Yeah,
is just...
It's hilarious. Do you know, Abby, respectfully, you said it was a less pragmatic team he's gone out with tonight. I think it's more... It's pragmatic.
But it's not...
More pragmatic.
Than the other day.
It's more... It is safer. It's even safer, I think.
I don't think it is, because you have the option to have an out ball here. You do have that. The other day, there was no one linking it.
But I think they were meant to be. Like, Odegaard and Kudus are meant to be very direct, can play in and around the striker.
Who's feeding that?
Well, that's a fair point.
Polina and Bentancur, when
I agree on those.
They lot struggle to get midfield into the attackers.
They're not ball playing midfielders. If he would have had a Sarr in there, then I would argue that okay, he's tried.
I agree with that bit.
But at the same time, when you had your fullbacks meant to be tucking in tightly to help out those two in midfield, which was where so much of the space came from, they were just completely isolated.
But I've watched about 30 seconds of this Spurs game, and there was a moment where Sarr, you played some lovely football, Richarlison held up, Sarr got the ball, and he looks up, and the whole right channel is completely vacated, because Porro sitting back doesn't want to get up the pitch.
Yeah.
But on the other side, Spence is the more defensive option on Udogie. Udogie at his best under Ange. You couldn't stop him. He was just up and down as an inverter or overlapper as well. I think if you go with the back three, give your wing-backs the freedom to charge up and down the pitch.
But this is my thing. Thomas Frank isn't brave enough to do that.
But is it him or is it the players as well? Because to be fair, what if he's agreeing with you? He wants to go out there. He wants to be on the front foot, but he can see and smell in his players that they are fearful.
Why would he not be brave enough? You'll remember a game, Brentford 3, Liverpool 3, right? Their first season, they just beat Arsenal 2-0 at home. They were quite aggressive. They got into us. You guys were on fire. I think it was the year that you nearly won the quadruple. You challenged for the title. They went long to Ivan Toney, but they had wing-backs high up the pitch. They had out balls. Like, why would he not be brave? That's what I don't understand. Like, I think he wants to do more. I think the players and him, they're not in line.
They don't believe in
this. Is what I said when I did.
They don't believe in themselves.
When I did the video on Monday. I have never seen him be this negative, unless I completely was watching a different Brentford team. I never saw Brentford turn up to games like that. Yes, they were the underdog in majority of games, but I never saw them be as pragmatic as I've seen him be during his time at Spurs. So to me, that's either an...
Oh, wow, we're in. Please. That's again. Oh, life is cruel, man. Unlucky. Keep going, boys. Keep going.
It's such good football.
They've got to take them chances.
They work it so well going forward. There's a lovely flick. Saliba super aggressive, wins the ball back. Eze's first touch is brilliant. Nutmeg into Marino, who gives it back to Eze. He takes the touch, and then his shot just goes wide. But you can just see there the quality from Eze, can't you?
Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating.
So I think this is. I think Spurs. I agree, James, with what you're saying in terms of the pragmatic. Off the bar! Oh, Virgil van Dijk's hit the bar. There's a corner that comes in, an outswinger, left foot. Van Dijk gets it at the back post. The goalkeeper comes off his line, and Van Dijk hits the bar. Liverpool have had a couple of chances in the last 5 minutes, played much better football. Gakpo doing really well, getting to the bar line, playing a really good ball across the face of goal. Salah nearly put it in, but it was a really good defensive block. Ekitike had a shot saved, and now Virgil van Dijk hits the bar. Abby, this is a strange Spurs performance, because Spurs are getting success out wide, but balls are coming in, and again, it feels like there are a lack of bodies, a lack of people in the box to try and put the ball in the back of the net, and that goes back to James's point about Spurs being more pragmatic today than the game against Arsenal.
The performance might be better. I agree, but I think the approach...
They're creating far more than they did, because they have those options. But the problem is there's finding a balance between being defensively pragmatic and wanting to make sure that you are tight, and also having the quality to actually finish off a move when you're pushing up further up the pitch.
Look where that ball went. It went backwards to Porro.
But also,
but just if you look at them now. Look at where they are.
Oh, chance to Bayern Munich, they score!
0-0, boys, and it's that talented young player, Carl. Like, he's a great player. Me and you spoke about the left-hand side before the game.
Great goal.
I mean, we expected them to score 0-0, lads.
He's 17 years of age, and I've read great things about him.
World-class player in the
league. He's just put Bayern Munich back on level terms. It feels a little bit against the run of play. It feels like Arsenal are dominating the majority of this game. He holds the pose in front of the Arsenal fans. It's in the end away from the away fans. It comes from a long ball going across the pitch out to the right-hand side. It's a really, really good pinpoint ball out to Gnabry. His first touch, the ball back across the face of goal.
Fantastic.
It's absolute perfection. So it's Kimmich, diagonal across, and that's Gnabry, isn't it? Yeah. First time ball across goal, and it's absolutely magnificent.
Some goal.
Yeah, it's a very good goal. It's just what you'd expect from a team like Bayern Munich. You give them an inch, you're in trouble. Obviously, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Mosquera, they're at sixes and sevens defensively. Nobody's actually looking over their shoulder, and it's that age-old thing. You give them an inch, they'll take a yard. But we had to have expected to concede. We're not out of this. We just have to keep going.
I'm disappointed in Lewis-Skelly though, getting done. It's a great pass.
They're both caught ball watching, James.
But I don't love that. Just one ball over the top, but maybe I'm being really harsh.
No, I don't think you're being harsh. We've set ourselves high.
They are hard balls to defend, though, those ones.
Yeah, but
travel a long way.
No one's on the half turn.
You've got somebody making that run behind you. It's almost hard to almost.
No one's on the half turn.
Yeah. One thing we should say is it's a really good ball, isn't it, from Kimmich?
It's fantastic.
And the
from
first
a
touch from Gnabry there, by the way.
Everything.
Because he watches that ball travel a long way.
They've killed us in 3-4 touches. That's what big teams do.
And just the first touch, just to nonchalantly put it back across the face of goal, right in the path of
They've
goal.
gone for it again.
Harry Kane's in?
No.
Well done, Saliba, Mosquera.
To be fair, look how tight they are to him.
Yeah.
Look at how tight. It's literally squeezing him.
Yeah.
Ball
That's
into
the first
Harry
time we've
Kane.
seen Kane just run through the middle like a traditional striker.
Has he been a bit quiet, CJ?
I wouldn't say quiet. His role's different. Like Kane is always, in my opinion, I do think people misprofile Kane. He does love to drop into midfield. In their absence of Musiala, anyone that watches Bayern, they've demanded that a bit more. And Kane's done that brilliantly today. If I'm honest, I'd prefer him to drop into midfield than to occupy our centre backs.
But he's so good in midfield.
He's a quality player. It's Harry Kane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Came through Arsenal's academy. Of course he's going to be brilliant.
You can't claim that one, as you say.
I mean, he spoke about it in an interview. Once a goon, always a goon. We'll get him back soon.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'd actually have to end it. I couldn't.
Nah, that's never happening.
I couldn't do this.
Your media career.
My media career.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Saka, composure, please.
Gnabry followed him all the way there.
It's an exciting spectacle.
That's 2-3 times we've been in.
No foul.
I don't really think we've had much control on this game. That's what's quite funny. Like, we've had chances, but it's been quite a messy affair. But because both teams, I actually think, are playing really, really well. Look at this. That's Miles Lewis-Skelly in central midfield. That's Kane dropping deep. That's their fullback charging up the pitch.
I reckon Arteta makes this up, and Bayern could be in here for the second time. Thank the Lord. James, I reckon we might see a sub at half time,
Make this count, boys.
I reckon Calafiori or Inkipi will be on.
It's Pavlovic on the counter-attack. He gets the ball on the right-hand side. Gnabry, by the way, does so well there, doesn't he, to stop Saka with that shot. Look how much space he's got there. On the right-hand side, he carries it in the box. He's got Mosquera for company.
Thank the Lord.
And he tries to go across the goalkeeper, and he just drags his shot wide. But this feels a really, really open game of football, boys.
It's opening up now, man. It's getting into life. It's a goal apiece. I was just saying to James there, you probably heard, like, I think we might make a change at half time. Not that Lewis-Skelly or Mosquera are doing terrible. We just need a leader there. I might have to draw for Calafiori. Trossard's down. Really?
Spurs have been good. Spurs have been good in terms of being able to get out and picking up and picking
I
the ball
think
back
PSG are very attacking, playing at really high lines. There's lots of space.
There's so much space.
That's why I think Udogie on that left-hand side. I'm really surprised you haven't got Kudus playing. I think that pace on the counter.
I would expect him to make those changes. I really would. I was going. You know what we were talking about before, saying about how Spurs. Sorry, what were you saying to me before about Spurs attacking players? Remind me. We were talking about it.
No, just
about Thomas Frank. I think it's more an indictment of what he thinks of those players. I do.
But I can't believe, Abby, that he thinks that like Richarlison is better than Xavi Simons or Kudus. Like I can't get my head around.
Great play from Spurs here
around Xavi. Chance. Oh, he scores!
That was fantastic football.
That was
I'm sure Bergvall did some crazy skill. That was fantastic.
Hotspur are leading away against the Champions League holders. And there we go. Is Xavi Simons better than Richarlison? Well, he might be. But Richarlison has just given Spurs the lead. 35 minutes gone. PSG 0. Spurs 1. And we mentioned the Spurs. 5 at the back, 3 in midfield. With PSG playing very aggressive, high line. Spurs are finding space out wide. Abby, Spurs are leading at PSG.
Basically, this is what Spurs wanted to do the other day, but just had no idea how to actually implement it. And maybe if they had been a bit braver, they would have been able to maybe just not get battered 4-1. one.
That's great from
But anyway, this has been perfect.
Bergvall plays a lovely, lovely ball to Archie.
Big up Archie.
He stands up a
Everybody.
beautiful ball to the back post. It's headed back across goal, and then Richarlison's there from a couple of yards out to head in. That's a lovely work goal, Abby.
It's a lovely teamwork goal, that. And to be honest with you, Spurs have actually been quite positive. For as pragmatic as the team has been, they have actually been good in terms of actually creating. It's just they haven't had that end product in the final third.
Football's so much about intent. It's so much about intent, and you see the willing run from
desire, having that desire and fight, which is what they didn't have the other day. So I can't really knock them so far. That is their first shot on target.
And you wanted Thomas Frank to be sacked?
I'm just not getting into the situation that I did with Ange. Stay, go, do whatever.
Yeah, you said earlier you wanted him to be sacked.
I'd like him to, I didn't actually say that.
James, did you say that, yes or no?
I didn't actually factually say it.
I'll be honest,
I
she didn't exactly say that.
I'll be honest,
I don't think she exactly
I might have implied it. Didn't actually say it.
No,
but what I want is for him to prove me
wrong. Okay, that's
I want to be proven wrong.
Yeah. It's been a fascinating game. Spurs, I think, have made a really, really good account of themselves away at PSG. And again, I keep mentioning it's a PSG team that have a high line, are looking to be aggressive. And Spurs, with space in behind, are getting some joy, getting success. And there's been a couple of times they got in, hadn't they?
Yeah.
On that left-hand side.
I love that Lewis Skelly ref.
Didn't have
How many?
that final bit of quality. But in that case, Bergvall to Gray, beautiful ball, stood up to the back post, headed back across goal, and Richarlison, like a good centre forward should do, was in the right place at the right time. And once again, Spurs now have got some space here down the right-hand side. Pedro Porro's caught the ball, he slipped over, and that attack is going
also,
to come
how good
to an end.
was Richarlison's goal the other day?
Yeah, that was really good.
Ridiculous.
He's a really weird player. I watch him for most of the time, and he looks really, really poor.
It's the second time Spurs have done that against us. They've done it in pre-season. Yeah, that's the one thing I'll give Thomas Frank. They press, and I think it was Sarr in pre-season. They hit it instantly.
That's the thing, we haven't played like that.
That's what I don't get. Yeah. I thought you lot would be more. I actually thought we'd see a lot more from Spurs on occasion in the press. But obviously, I'm happy that
we've seen that for the first few games of the season, and we haven't seen it since.
Exactly.
And
sorry, you're not playing back five.
No, we're not.
Oh.
Well, it's going into a back five when PSG attack.
It's a fluid kind of.
And then you're kind of putting.
Well, I'll tell you about what. Then it is more adventurous and more attacking. I thought Archie Gray was going to play.
I think he's more auxiliary. Like he's using him where he wants to use Archie Gray.
It was a great run for him for that cross. Yeah, I get you. You know, flexible players, you can do different systems.
Look at all the positions Archie Gray played in last season.
Yeah, he's played everywhere.
Literally, he basically plays everywhere.
Left back, centre back.
It almost does look a bit like a 4-4-2, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where kind of you've got the four guys almost across the midfield. Richarlison and Colin Mwani almost kind of staying up the pitch. Yeah, it does maybe look a bit like a back four. My team, she had a back five.
I'm telling you, this is a lot. This is a lot more
everyone
creative.
thought it was going to be TNT. Everyone thought it was going to be.
This is a lot more creative. Well, I think it's a back five when your back's against the wall type of thing, but it's not when they've just got the ability to push out because obviously he's still got that pragmatic emphasis because he's not played João Palhinha tonight, so he can put Archie Gray there with Bentancur if needed, and you can allow Sarr and Bergvall to move up the pitch further forward.
I take back what I said about the wing backs then, because if you are going back four, then it makes sense for your runners to be the Bergvalls, the Sarrs, and everyone supporting.
Yeah.
And you know that's typical centre forward play, isn't it? Colin Mwani at the back post, Richarlison then to
4-4-2.
Like it
was bravery from Richarlison.
Old school, it's effective.
So as we approach half-time, then some latest scores. It is Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 1. Arsenal taking the lead early on. Bayern Munich equalising, and that is 1-1, both sides with 100% records. It's still Atletico Madrid 1, Inter Milan 0. Inter Milan were the other side with 100% record, but are losing. The only game that's goalless is Frankfurt, Atalanta, Liverpool 1, PSV 1. Liverpool starting off the game really, really shaky. PSV scored an early goal. Liverpool got back on level terms thanks to Bosley, and in the last 15 minutes have been in control, had a couple of decent chances. Kylian Mbappe has a Champions League hat-trick. He's got 3 goals. Ridiculous. And it's Olympiacos 1, Real Madrid 3. Olympiacos led that game early on. PSG 0, Spurs 1. Sporting have got 10 men, but leading Club Brugge by 2-0 in that game. In the Championship, these games are at half-time. It's Blackburn 0, QPR 0, Millwall 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Sheffield United leading Portsmouth at home by a goal to 0. Wrexham 1, Bristol City 0. And it's West Brom 1, Birmingham 0. So we've got about 5 minutes to go then in our 8 o'clock games in the Champions League. All 3 English sides at the moment. Well, none are losing. Spurs are leading away at PSG. Kvaratskhelia has just won a corner. Bentancur been really good this evening in front of the back four, winning a corner for PSG. CG, how have Arsenal responded since Bayern Munich pegged you guys back?
I mean, we've responded very well. We haven't let our heads drop. It's on us even. I think, both teams scoring is probably the fair result at this moment in time. Naturally, I'm disappointed. We have had me and James were talking about, we have had some half chances that we haven't necessarily exploited. My biggest concern is probably Mosquera, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and I'm keen to know and see after half-time if Mikel Arteta does make a change, whether that would be, I don't know, a Hincapié or a Calafiori. And I know he's not.
He went for Mosquera, not Ngafe. He played on the weekend.
But to be honest with you, he is recovering from a groin knock. Prior to obviously playing at the weekend, he only played 28 minutes of Premier League football, so there may be his Chelsea in mind. I did think he'd go with Hincapié because it's a left-sided centre-half, because he's more experienced, and obviously because he's played against Kane in the Bundesliga. But Mosquera hasn't put a foot wrong. Well, today you could argue, but he hasn't put a foot wrong. I was literally fine with whoever. I do think he needs to make a change, though, because that right-hand side is making me a bit nervous, and Arteta's been booked.
Yeah, Arteta's been booked. I mean, he's crazy on the sidelines, isn't he?
We love it.
He absolutely loves it, doesn't he?
You can't blame him, though. Look what they're doing to my star boy.
Yeah, that should be a yellow.
That's got no place in the game.
That is... He's crazy, isn't he? I love watching. I got to say, by the way,
man, I
love the energy. I love the. I mean, you know. Oh, by the way, he was booked. Lamer.
Well, then, good. Then. Nice to see refs are doing their jobs.
What's Arteta moaning about?
I don't know. Man. I back my manager. He's right. Whatever he's moaning about, it's right.
On Mosquera, watching this game, with how open it is and how man for man we're going, I can understand it now. I think he's probably the fastest centre back we've got, Mosquera. You know, he covers ground so well, and I think there's an element of, if we're going to chase Harry Kane all over the pitch, we need the other guy to be able to cover.
Sure.
James, would you go back free? It's too early, but humour me. If you were to have a left-sided centre-half, you just make Miles Lewis-Skelly go forward.
No.
Because then you still go man-to-man. I do think he's going to make it.
He gets forward anyway.
Yeah.
But look, so we're trying to play out the back. And
we're doing well.
But they're aggressive behind, man.
Saka's hold-up play has been brilliant.
Yeah, and that's Saliba. That's Saliba, like right wing back. You know what I mean? Everyone's trying to play here.
We can't accuse a single... Well, nobody is, but every Arsenal player stood up to be counted today. The biggest shame, apart from obviously conceding, is Trossard's gone off with an injury.
Yeah, Madueke's on.
It's quite annoying.
What did I say about injuries earlier?
Hey, Zach, you jinxed it, man. Like, you jinxed it. But it's that age-old thing. As soon as we're a bit...
Go on.
There we have it.
Ref, penalty.
Ref, 100% there's a push there.
No, but no one's called it.
VAR, come on.
Well,
it was a good ball from Zubimendi, who picked out Timber at the back post. He plays a really good ball back into the danger area.
Oh, ref, that's got no place in the game.
And Upamecano just nudges Madueke.
Oh, referee.
That's really, really good centre-back play there. Using his body, using his power well. Madueke's got to be stronger there. No penalty. Awful. Anyway.
Handbags in the Spurs game. Oh, it's gone.
Handbags in the Spurs game.
I was actually watching Arsenal.
Sar was getting into it with Fabian Ruiz.
So Spurs, I guess the kind of surprise result so far, Abby, is that your Spurs are at PSG, playing well, making a real good account of themselves.
That's a ball.
And doing well. So Charlison's got the ball now on the right-hand side. He goes back to Pedro Porro. Spurs going to be patient here, go back. There's a couple of minutes to go to half-time. And you have to say, Spurs, I feel like they're pretty good value here. Chance for Kane.
No shot. Big shot. Mosquera, love that.
Really well. Kane.
Yo, boys, don't worry. Tranquillo.
He'll get his moment.
He probably will, but you don't want him to score a cheap goal like that. At least let it be a great goal from Harry Kane, a world-class striker. That would have been an unfortunate sequences of events as Saliba's attempted clearance hit Zubimendi, but fortunately we got David Rao. Are we in here?
Go on,
Noni. Protect it. Where's his options?
Go on. Well played. That's good.
He's got Bukayo Saka, gets the ball outside of the box. Madueke back to Saka.
No one to aim for, though.
And it's just...
Who's on the edge? Where's Rice?
There's Rice.
Hit it! Okay, maybe not, but it's all right.
He went for the cross.
Half-time at Anfield then. Liverpool 1, PSV 1. PSV taking the lead thanks to a very early penalty after Virgil van Dijk gave it away. Handballing at Liverpool, though. Much better as the half went on. Dominic Szoboszlai equalising for Liverpool as PSG come forward. Spurs, though. Have PSG has Vicario had to make a saviour?
There was one from a corner, but nothing massive. And also they've switched Kvaratskhelia to the other side with Porro because he was just getting nothing out of Jed Spence.
Maybe Jed Spence has got an Instagram story lined up for later. Maybe
penitentiary.
Things go. He hasn't had one of those in a few weeks, has he?
He hasn't.
It's maybe.
It's been quiet lately.
I was going to say, if you're going to put those Instagram stories up, you've got to make sure that you've got really, really good at football.
I don't have an issue with players having personality.
No, do you know what? That's actually.
I'm backing themselves.
Yeah, do you know what? You know what? That's a good point. We want players to have personality and charisma. And Jed Spence has certainly got that. PSG got a corner. They're going to work it short though. And are they going to be able to whip the ball in the box? There's space for Vitinha.
Go on, Hey, he is quality.
That is absolutely unbelievable. That is a world-class strike from a world-class player, Abby Summers.
Fair play.
They worked the corner shot to Vitinha outside the box.
Ridiculous.
And it's a first-time shot off the underside of the bar and in. And Abby, sometimes you got to just say, yeah, fair play, that was quite good.
That was unbelievable. What a finish on that. What a goal. But it's unfortunate for Tottenham because actually they've probably edged it as being the better team in this first half, to be honest with you. But it is what it is.
Oh, that is poor. It's poor off the ball. It's poor tracking, though.
Yeah.
It's like he probably has got too much space in the edge of the box.
I love it when they...
9 times out of 10 that doesn't happen, but PSG.
No, I disagree. You conceded from strikes in that area 4 times against Arsenal on the weekend. When are you going to start closing people down?
Yeah, and especially when they work the corner
I'm talking about the manner of the shot.
When they work the corner
That's unbelievable.
No, don't get twisted. The routine.
When they work the corner shot,
every week.
you probably got to be a bit more vigilant.
As they scored identical
a really
goals.
good ball striking player outside the box. One thing we should say, while Spurs should have been more aggressive to closing him down, they were a little bit too late. He lets the ball run across him, opens up his body, and first time drills it to Vicario's left, off the underside of the bar and in. And Spurs 90 seconds away from half time, a peg back. PSG 1, Spurs 1.
It's unfortunate though. It is unfortunate because they've had a good first half. I mean,
could be in there again.
It's just nice to see them be a little bit more positive. I haven't seen them be... it's such a weird thing to say because, when we were saying about the team selection, it's technically not that positive, but it actually is by our standards.
Psychologically,
it is a much more positive team than I've seen us have for quite a few weeks, especially on Sunday. So it's just nice to see, Bergvall was out for quite a long period of time. It's nice to see him back.
I like him as much as I can.
He's a very good player. He is. I just would love a bit more quality, just love a bit more. I can't tell you how much I miss Kulusevski. Or how much, I don't even think I would, but how much I miss James Maddison. Just having someone that can have that ability.
Wow, that's harsh on Maddison.
Well, I think
what should be for Maddison?
I don't have beef with Maddison, but Maddison is sometimes very inconsistent.
Fair weather.
He's just very inconsistent sometimes. I really like him as a player, and I think I like his personality, what he kind of brings online as well. But I just think having that quality missing, like your first choice front three, is very damaging.
Oh no, it's
mad because I think this is a game for Kudus based on what I've seen in the first.
I've
said it numerous times. PSG are super. Got a really high. I think that pace.
You just want someone to just carry the ball, just carry
or to even run in behind. So we got 5 seconds to go in that Spurs game.
He won't give up the double pivot.
Well, then,
and that's why Archie Gray is there for extra protection. So he's not going to do that. He's never going to be that guy that just allows you to have a back four and then just have a super creative midfield. He's always going to err on that side of being pragmatic. If it's not, if it's not going to be Paulinho, who I also really like, he's going to pair it with someone else. The Gray in midfield, I've barely ever seen Gray play in midfield, which is actually his natural.
Bergvall kind of meets it halfway with Thomas.
As does Sarr.
Sarr as well.
And I really like Sarr too. So if that is the midfield I have to have, then fine. But I don't know where then you fit everyone else into that system.
I get you.
Half time then in our Champions League games, all 3 English sides were at 1-1 at half time. Arsenal took the lead against Bayern Munich, were pegged back 1-1. Liverpool went behind early away at PSV, then Dominic Szoboszlai equalised, and Vitinha scoring that unbelievable goal for PSG right on the stroke of half time. PSG 1, Spurs 1. All half times then in our 8 o'clock games in the Champions League. This is talkSPORT Goals, and we are brought to you by William Hill 18+. GambleAware.org. And welcome back to talkSPORT Goals. We are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and also as well on your smart TVs. It's Sam Ellard, Abby Summers, CJ the deluded Gooner, or CJ Needham, if I need that as well, right? In the back pocket.
Man, stop changing
Have you ever seen that?
I did know it was your name.
No, it's different, isn't it? Fergus mixing things up for the big talkSPORT Goal show, right?
That is actually your real name.
Yeah, well, why would it be? But that's my last
Because
name.
we always just call you.
What's your actual first name?
Courtney Jamal, CJ.
I didn't know it was called Jamal. I was just asking.
Courtney Jamal, CJ. I've been called CJ my whole life.
Courtney's such a nice name. Why don't you go for Courtney?
Yeah, no, I know it's CJ.
My name is Courtney Jamal. Courtney hyphen.
Oh, it's hyphen. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, literally. CJ.
Yeah, obviously. What do you think it was?
I don't know,
If his
middle
first name's Courtney, obviously it's a hyphen,
I just thought
isn't
it was like middle name.
No.
Yeah, Abby, keep up.
Sorry.
What's going on with you this evening?
Soz. I just thought it might be your middle name.
No one's called me Courtney for years.
Courtney's such a
Weird.
nice
Should we start calling you Courtney
Very
Jamal?
nice. Very nice name.
Oh, next time,
You know what?
next time you wind me up, you're getting hit with a Courtney.
Courtney Jamal Needham, let me speak. It's a big test.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not,
Whether
right?
you like it or not, it's a test.
Half time then in our games in the Champions League this evening. All three English sides are drawing 1-1. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 1, Liverpool 1, PSV 1, PSG 1, Spurs 1. Abby, much better this evening from Spurs, from that obviously game against Arsenal on Sunday.
Yeah, so much better. A lot more positive. At least they are moving the ball. They're moving. They're progressing. It definitely helps when you're trying to create. The final pass hasn't been ideal from most of this game, bar one moment, but they finally made a ball into the box stick. It was a nice team effort of a goal. Had a lovely ball from Bergvall to Gray to Kolo Muani and back across to Richarlison. They have definitely been more positive, and I can only take the positives from that. It's unfortunate, I think, because Spurs have probably been the better, I would say, not even being biased. I think they actually have been the better of the two sides. For the lack of what they created, I just think they've been very good at winning the ball back and being progressive with the ball, and they have had it. And it's such an open game. Like PSG are just, you can just get the ball, you can do whatever you want with them. But the only difference is that they can hurt you.
They can, and they did with that wonderful strike from Vitinha on the edge of the box. So PSG won. Tottenham won in that game. Elsewhere, Arsenal won, Bayern Munich won. Has this been a bit of an end-to-end game of football? It feels like neither side, boys, have managed to really at any point be able to kind of get their foot on the ball and dominate the game, or have Arsenal maybe edged it?
It's opened up in stages, but it's been what we expect between Kompany and Mikel Arteta. There's not really much to give away. For us, I think Saka actually has been given a lot of space. For them, their options are probably coming with Elise, and obviously we let ourselves down for the goal we conceded. They capitalised on a moment of madness from us. It was nice to score a set piece. I'm just going to keep saying this, and maybe I'm projecting, but I'll be surprised if Mikel Arteta doesn't change something on that left-hand side. But as James was saying when the game kicked off, we've done well. We've gone man-to-man at times. Psychologically, we believe in ourselves. We're up for it. We've had some half chances that we haven't necessarily taken advantage of. So at this moment in time, I don't think Arsenal or Bayern fans can complain that, it's a goal apiece.
And the other English side, Liverpool won, PSV won. Liverpool conceded an early goal after a bizarre incident where Virgil van Dijk got his arm really, really high in the air from a corner and gave away a penalty. Perisic converted after 6 minutes. Liverpool really started on the ropes, a little bit inconsistent, but as the halfway on, Liverpool got better and better. Dominic Szoboszlai equalising after 60 minutes, and then Liverpool had chances. Couldn't put the ball, though, in the back of the net. Fingers crossed Liverpool can find that second goal in that second period, because like the Forest game, they dominated. Well, certainly the first half an hour, didn't put any chances away, and then Forest made them pay. 2 results in the Champions League. Copenhagen picked up their first victory in the early game, beating Kairat by 3 goals to 2. Paphos 2, Monaco 2. Elsewhere, lots of goals, lots of drama. Inter Milan have a 100% record, although they've got 45 minutes to keep that alive. They're 1 down away at Atletico Madrid. Inter were only one of 2 teams, along with Arsenal, before this evening, who hadn't conceded a single goal from open play in the 4 match days this season, but they've of course conceded this evening. The only game up 0-0 was Frankfurt versus Atalanta. That's goalless. It's the first ever competitive meeting between Frankfurt and Atalanta. Real Madrid found themselves 1 down away at Olympiacos. Then Kylian Mbappe said, hang on a minute, he's got himself a first half hat-trick. Real Madrid 3-1 up away at Olympiacos. Sporting, who have had a decent start to their campaign, 7 points from their first 4 games. They're down to 10 men, but 2-0 up at home to Club Brugge, and are banging down the door for the top 8 in the Champions League. In the Championship, Blackburn, QPR, Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday, both goalless. Sheffield United now 2 up at home to Portsmouth, backing up that victory against Sheffield Wednesday. Patrick Bamford scoring a goal. Portsmouth in that game are down to 10 men, and West Brom 1, Birmingham 1. So this is talkSPORT Goals. We are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and as well on your smart TVs as well, and we are with William Hill. Brought to you by Final One Standing, which is new from William Hill. 18 plus, gambleware.org. Terms and conditions apply. We take one more very quick break, and then when we come back, all three English sides, 1-1. Will they find a winner? We find out in a couple of minutes' time. A very good evening and welcome back to talkSPORT's YouTube channel. We're also coming to you live as well on your smart TVs. It is talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by Final One Standing, new from William Hill, 18 plus. GambleAware.org. It is Sam Ellard. It is Abby Summers. It is CJ, the deluded Gooner, and also James Bayliss as well. Good to have James Bayliss back in the studio as well.
It's always nice to see.
Did you enjoy the debut a few weeks ago?
That's great fun. 4-0 Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, I know.
He had the best debut.
I know.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind.
Was that the same night Liverpool lost to Frankfurt? Or
No, I don't think he played that.
Who was in the studio? Me, you, Abby,
Jack.
and
Jack.
Oh, Jackie Cunningham.
Jackie.
We like Jack Cunningham.
We
don't
do. We do like Jack.
Oh, you made it easy for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. You're very welcome, mate. You're very welcome. That's part of our jobs, isn't it? Right. So we have got 7 games in the Champions League, which are 8 o'clock kickoffs. Arsenal 1. Bayern Munich 1, Arsenal taking the lead thanks to a Jurriën Timber goal from a wonderful Bukayo Saka corner flicked on at the near post. Carl equalising for Bayern Munich half an hour into that game. Let's go Madrid leading into by goal to nil. Frankfurt nil, Frankfurt nil, Atalanta nil, Liverpool 1, PSV 1. That game in the second half has just kicked off. Real Madrid are 3-1 up away at Olympiacos. Kylian Mbappe has a hat-trick. Spurs were leading away at PSG thanks to a Richarlison header, but PSG scored a wonderful equaliser right on the stroke of half-time. If Coutinho strike from just outside the box. It was absolute perfection. And Sporting, a leading Club Brugge by 2-0 in the Championship. Blackburn 0, QPR 0, Millwall 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Sheffield United 2-up at home to Portsmouth. Wrexham still lead thanks to that early goal from Broadhead against Bristol City 1-0, and it's West Brom 1, Birmingham 0. Dominic Szoboszlai just had a shot from 25 yards out for Liverpool against PSV. Easily saved, though, by the goalkeeper. The Spurs game and Arsenal game yet to kick off in the second half. Liverpool starting off really well against PSV in this second half. Ryan Gravenberch has got the ball, playing out to Mo Salah, who once again has had a really, really quiet game. Dominic Szoboszlai, who's out of possession, playing at right back, but in possession is moving much more central to put another man in the middle of the park. Milos Kerkez has been quite dangerous down that left-hand side. Cody Gakpo, probably been Liverpool's most dangerous player down that left-hand side. Every time he gets the ball, wants to be quick, wants to be direct, wants to go up against his man. And Liverpool at the moment just having to be patient in possession as Mo Salah comes in field from the right-hand side. A PSV with bodies on the edge of the box. Szoboszlai to Kerkez, it comes back into Cody Gakpo, and it looks like, well, if the first 3 minutes are anything to go by, the PSV are looking to sit deep, try and play on the counter, and Liverpool in possession are going to have to be patient as they try and break down this low block. The Spurs game about to get underway, the Arsenal game about to get underway. Arsenal corner, what are we expecting in the second half?
Let's take it away, man.
I don't think it'll be as open as that first half. First half was quite messy. In like a good way, it was two teams trying to be really aggressive on one another. I think this will be a little bit cagier. I think both managers, Company and Arteta, would have said to the teams, like, just keep the ball. Just try and string 10 passes together. Not that they haven't been capable of it. I think Bayern have looked very classy and Arsenal have done some nice things, but just settle down the game a little bit. It has been a little bit manic for 45 minutes. I think they could both do it. Not the intensity coming down, but just the franticness of the passing. Both teams trying to get forward up the pitch really quickly and actually both having their number in terms of pressing and defending them out of good moments. So, yeah, I expect a calmer half, but probably a goal each. I predicted 2-2, and I think we might see that.
I think this is where the real game kind of starts, as it starts to get tired legs and a lot of gaps. And to be honest, I think every Arsenal fan probably went into this game expecting a lot of our players, as many as physically possible, probably not to play 90 minutes. So simply put, this is now where I'm looking at both managers to maybe earn their keep, if I'm honest.
I mentioned Liverpool starting well in the second half against PSV. PSV, as I finished speaking, having two really good chances. There was a header miss from close range, and then from the corner there was a shot which the goalkeeper did well to save at his near post. Abby, Spurs good in the first half. Is it more of the same, please, in the second half?
I hope so. I think it was a very disciplined performance in the first. It's just they just needed to probably do better for that Coutinho goal. I mean, it was a lovely goal, just getting out to him, you know, having that. I think it was CJ that said it, you know, it was very similar to kind of the chances that we conceded the other day, just on the edge of the area. Just make sure that you push out and
just look over your shoulder.
Yeah, and have a look. And I think it might have been Colin Moani that might have been his job to do that. I think a few of them were just caught ball watching a little bit from the corner. But yeah, I think they can be proud of that first half. The concentration was good for 45 minutes of it or so. But I would like to see them. I don't know. I'd like to see more balls into the box. Ideally, when they do get those opportunities, just a little bit more quality.
By the way, I was wrong. This is as frantic as the first half was.
Come on, Saka.
Oh! Saka has a shot inside the box on the right-hand side. And you expect Saka to do better there, don't you, with his quality, James? In which the absolute bare minimum expect him to test the goalkeeper. Yuri Timber coming in field, plays a really good ball into Zach Marino's first touch flick was fantastic. It comes out to Saka and a shot goes over the bar. I'm not sure if it comes off the goalkeeper or takes a deflection because from the goalkeeper might tip it over maybe. It could be an Arsenal corner. I know Saka was a corner for Arsenal. Yeah, I think that Mamo Neuer got something on a little fingertip over the bar. So that means it's going to be a Bukayo Saka corner. Arsenal scored from a Saka corner in the first half. Saka's going to work his shot, though, to Eza, who comes back to Saka inside the box. He works it back to Eza.
Not sure
Eza into the box. And you'd have to say, given how ridiculous Arsenal are good from corners, why on earth are they working corners short?
Not a bad thing to mix it up, but that's a strange one because we haven't had that many in this game. You scored from one, just stick it on them again. Whereas now, what you've done is sort of invited them out of the box, and it's much easier to defend, especially when Eze is whipping one in with his left foot. So, yeah, it's a shame about that one.
Yeah, I would never, if I was Arsenal, work a corner short ever again in the history of
Nah,
corners.
man, we can.
You should be allowed. You should be forbidden.
It's not really
go on,
thing.
man.
You're so good at doing that. How good, CJ? How happy were you, CJ, for Eberechi Eze to get that, to have that moment, that hat trick?
Let it all work out, man. It was absolutely amazing from Eze. I mean, I think every Arsenal fan thought Eze would turn up in the North London derby, but to sit here and say he would have got a hat trick in that manner, I'd be a liar. I mean, that's what we need from him. That the penny's finally dropped. I think Eze has fitted in. It's now about standing out. And if nothing more, that's got to give you confidence. Because when I look at Eze, I am, beyond all the positives I could give you, I do look at you as a talisman of sorts for Arsenal. And you keep doing that, we're laughing. He should have had a goal today, but absolute movie in the North London derby.
Is it fair, James, up until that moment, or up until recently anyway, that he's been good for Arsenal, but hasn't maybe set the world alight yet?
I'm glad you said it like that. He's been good, just not set the world alight. Whereas a lot of people were saying, oh, has he been a flop? Has he been, has he been well short of the expectations when he signed someone for £60 million and the hype around him? Whereas, even in his short Arsenal career, before that hat-trick, he'd had moments like the performance at Newcastle, the assist against Man City, the assist against Forest, the winner against Palace, because he's a moments player. And even in that Spurs game, it's funny, he wasn't getting on the ball time and time again and making loads happen. He was just someone who, when that moment came for him, he had a cool head and could find the back of the net, and he did. He's not just a moments...
Oh, Spurs score!
Wow.
Spurs score at PSG. It's
Pancho.
PSG 1, Spurs 2.
Wow.
It comes from a corner. Abby, I literally, before that corner came in,
Colomani.
Pedro Porro whipped in an unbelievable corner
yeah.
before that. We're talking about Arsenal, the pace of an Arsenal corner. With pace, it just got headed away at the near post. And this time, Abby, Spurs score from the resulting corner. PSG 1, Spurs 2.
Yeah, it's. I need to see the replay of it, but I think it's a Colomani goal. Actually, against his old club. It's a lovely ball in from Pedro.
Corner
Porro.
whipped, and this time to the back post, with Charlison does
Credit
really
to
well to
Archie
get it
Gray.
back across goal. Archie Gray then flicks it on. It comes off the bar. It then comes back out to Kolo Muani. So headed off the line onto the bar, and then Kolo Muani's first time strike goes into the back of the net. Absolutely remarkable.
Oh, has it come off the head of Marquinhos?
I thought Archie Gray put that in already. Oh, who knows?
I think Patrick was the first one. I don't know if that's taken a nick off from Marquinhos.
Yeah,
But either way, look, don't care.
Marquinhos as well, but it's his
yeah.
goal. It's on target.
The track is finished.
But either way, I will take it all day long. And now it's just about Tottenham actually keeping.
Go on! Oh, come on!
Oh, my word.
Oh, hit the deck. How's that not gone in, boys? And again.
I don't know how Mourinho's not scored there.
Absolute carnage. Arsenal whipping a corner. Bayern Munich don't clear. Saka down the right-hand side. Back across to Marino.
One more. Don't be a hero.
Oh, Marino.
Unlucky, Marino, but why are you being a hero? You're better than that, man.
Set pieces are causing
Saka
problems.
whips in a gorgeous corner once again with real good pace, real good whipping in swing. It kind of bounced off a Bayern Munich player, comes to Timber, puts it back in the box. Bayern Munich to have a couple of attempts at clearing, and then comes the resulting set play comes back into Mikel Merino, and his shot from outside the box goes over. But once again, it's another corner causing absolute havoc.
And going into the game, I think Bayern Munich in recent games, when they have conceded, they've conceded from 4 dead balls. It doesn't surprise me that one of the best teams in Europe from set pieces is trying to exploit that. But as James said, let's not do. We can do short corners and it works. But as James said, just pull it in the mixer, pull it on the goalie, create havoc, and most importantly, put the ball in the back of the net. The second half has kicked off where the first half left off, which is frantic.
Abby, what would this? I mean, people talk about Frank. I don't know. I maybe think some of the criticism that's come towards Thomas Frank over the last few days has been a little bit over the top and a little bit disrespectful. He's not good enough to manage a big club. Well, let's see. He's done well at Brentford, and I think he's deserved this opportunity to manage a big club. And let's remember, it's a Spurs team, by the way, that finished 17th last season in the Premier League and have got their 3 best attacking players out injured. So I think some of the criticism that's come this way has been absolutely over the top.
Sam. PSV 2, Liverpool 1. Darling Sam.
My word.
What is going on, Onslaught?
Can I ask you again?
Horrible.
How many more losses?
I haven't got a number, Abby. I don't have a number. Liverpool 1, PSV 2. Once again, it is way too easy for PSV to come through Liverpool, to cut through Liverpool. This time it comes down the left-hand side. Player's got way too much time to carry the ball. He then plays a wonderful, glorious ball through. And the first-time flick is absolute perfection. A nonchalant first-time flick running onto the ball. He gets the wrong side of Milos Kerkez. And the finish, you'd have to say, first-time finish, running onto the ball from the left-hand side from Till is absolute perfection. But again, there's way too much space down the left-hand side for the PSV player to carry the ball. Sure, the ball across goal's brilliant, but Till gets in front of Kirkes, and PSG equalise. It's Vitinha once again.
Vitinha has to be an Arsenal fan.
Goals as they go in on talkSPORT goals. Vitinha shot with his left foot just outside the box, right-hand side, beats Vicario. It's a wonderful strike. So PSV lead at Anfield by 2-1. But Abby, a little bit like the first half, the lead doesn't last too long. No. It's PSG 2, Tottenham 2.
Yeah, it's basically Vitinha against Tottenham tonight. That's essentially what we're doing. It's a beautiful finish again. Cuts in. Is that Kvaratskhelia there? Plays a lovely ball tip, and he just absolutely whips it in.
Do you remember? He has the ball outside the box. From his right foot, takes it onto his left foot.
Yes.
And it is absolute perfection. It's into the far corner. No chance. I mean, again, can Spurs be more aggressive to try and stop the shot? But he does well to shift it onto his left foot. And the finish is absolute perfection. PSG 2, Spurs 2, Liverpool 1, PSV 2. And Arsenal have got a corner, James.
So it's another goal from the same area of the pitch for Tottenham. Yeah. Defend it.
Anyway. Can't do the edge of the box.
Anyway, Arsenal have a set piece. It's been the night of set piece goals and great finishes.
And we're not done yet. Oh, here we are.
Harry Kane winning the header at the near post. Right, where are we going first here? Should I moan about Liverpool?
Moan about Liverpool.
It's
God!
Oh, hang on!
Marino.
Keep going, boys.
From the right-hand side, his header straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. We're just not very good, are we, Abby?
Are we talking about Liverpool? Are we talking about...
No, you're Liverpool at the moment, yeah.
No, you're really not, Sam. You're not. And I think that this is, it's actually quite damning at the moment because there is not one sign of improvement. I know that we sat here, right. Was it 2 weeks ago that we had the Real Madrid
3 weeks ago, but yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Conceding the same old goals week in, week out.
It's crazy. I know that you thought that was a time, and I know that Liverpool fans thought that was the turning point, but we have seen
getting done.
Absolutely nothing.
We're in trouble here.
Oh, he should do better. Cole gets down the right-hand side. He's got so much space to run into. And he ends up having a toe poke strike, which is easily saved by Raya. And I think if he did that again, he looks to go back across the face of the goal. You say Miles Lewis-Skelly is Cole giving him problems?
He's giving him problems. Miles Lewis-Skelly, I believe in him. We all love him. I'm sure James does as well. We all know what he does, and we know how good he is. But he's coming to this cold, and you're playing a top team, and you're playing a top individual. Elise and that Kyle guy are doubling up on that side. I am begging Arteta now to start thinking about changing something on that left-hand side, beyond obviously Noni coming on.
It's getting really frustrating now, though. I mean, Eze's a simple ball out wide to Madueke, gets it wrong. Lewis-Skelly, let's caveat, 19 years old, central midfielder being asked to play left-back against the best team in Europe.
And we believe
and last season was sensational. Love the guy. But he struggled at times. And of course, Carl looks sensational. Elise is one of the best right wingers in the world.
You're getting over
I can understand it. But, you know, Arsenal have actually played a lot of this game in Bayern's half, the second half even, the first 11, 12 minutes. But watch back the goal. I wondered whether I was being harsh on him. I think I was. It's just unbelievable from Kimmich. So I don't blame him for that. But we're struggling to get control of their danger men. And most teams in Europe do, to be fair.
And when you play a team like Bayern, you have to look at the half spaces, and I'm seeing it become more evident.
The second half is getting worse for Liverpool because they're 2-1 down. And now Hugo Ekitike has gone down and he's holding his hamstring. Alexander Isak is ready to come on.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness me.
Oh, life is...
Another corner. This time is Declan Rice from the left-hand side. He whips in again. An absolute sensational ball. And Mikel Merino, from a couple of yards out, heads wide. He's almost got a free run on that.
Merino's normally good in the air. You're better than that. You should be bagging.
I think that's 3 chances this game now. Yeah. This second half alone that I've thought, come on, Merino, like... That's 3 headed opportunities. One he missed, one he headed straight at the keeper, and one he's headed wide. For someone I claim is one of the best finishers at the club, I'm really disappointed he's not put one of those away.
And you throw in Eze and Saka's chance, you have to take your chances in all football games, much less against Bayern Munich. If we don't get anything from this game, or it stays at a point, we have every right to be disappointed, because I think we've been good value to this so far.
We got an hour gone then on Champions League match day 5 on a Wednesday evening. There are plenty and plenty of goals and plenty of drama. An hour gone then. Here are the latest scores. It's PSG 2, Spurs 2. Really good game of football. Spurs, let's be honest, were pathetic on the weekend, weren't they? They've been much better today. They've led twice in this game, but Vitinha scored 2 goals, 2 really good goals, by the way, for PSG. Liverpool find themselves behind at home to PSV. They were 1 down early in the first half, 2-1 down early in the second half, till the goal scorer. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 1. Who was it in the studio who said the second half is going to be cagey? Absolutely no chance. Arsenal have had plenty of chances, most from set pieces. Still Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 1. Elsewhere, Atalanta are 2 up away from home against Frankfurt. Atalanta have had a decent start to this season's Champions League. 7 points from their first 4 games. Atalanta beat Marseille 1-0 last time out after recording a goalless draw with Slavia Prague. Only Inter, Arsenal and PSG have kept more clean sheets in the Champions League since the start of last season. If they keep a clean sheet tonight, they win. Frankfurt 0, Atalanta 2. Olympiacos team have pulled a goal back against Real Madrid. They were 1 up. Kylian Mbappe scored a hat-trick. They've now pulled a goal back. Olympiacos 2, Real Madrid 3. Sporting are 2 up at home to Club Brugge. Elsewhere away from the English sides, Inter Milan have scored an equaliser against Atletico Madrid.
How? Keep going, boys. We're banging on the door.
Are, as things stand, unbeaten in the Champions League. In the Championship, Sheffield United 3 up now at home to Portsmouth. Wrexham double their lead at home to Bristol City. And Millwall haven't been in particularly good form recently. Are 1-0 up at home to Sheffield Wednesday. Millwall haven't won in 3 games but are leading this evening. CJ, what a moment, what a chance, what happened? And Abby Summers, PSG have quickly turned things around. PSG 3, Tottenham 2. 5 minutes to go, Spurs were leading. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. Damn.
Fabian Ruiz, the goal scorer. Abby, do you have anything else to add to this moment? Or have you just given up on life?
We've got a bit of analysis.
Trying to play out from the back. Christian Romero playing it into midfield. PSG's press is absolutely outstanding. It's Sarr who gives it away. They're aggressive in the press. They work it to Ruiz, and the finish is really, really good. That Spurs are, Abby, trying to play out from the back, and it's an absolute mess.
Yeah. Masters of their own downfall. That is typical Tottenham. Yeah. For all the hard work that they've put in tonight, for all the concentration, for all the discipline, for all sticking to the game plan, it's moments like that.
That one must feel like a kick in the teeth. You played with fire and got burned. Like it's self-inflicted errors. Really.
Self-inflicted.
Cheap mistakes Spurs defensively, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Look, this game is still very open. If Thomas Frank would like to be even more positive, then, I know that's...
To be honest, you should gamble now.
It's out his comfort zone, but if he would...
Abby, that's a bad goal concede, though,
it's
isn't
terrible,
it?
but...
When playing against a team of PSG's quality, trying to play out from the back is risky. And that's a self-inflicted goal, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've seen that a million times. So, I mean, you could run the tapes back from this season, last season. I can tell you a million times how we self-inflict our own pain a lot of the time. It can be avoided. So I'm not even going to give it the energy because I see that all the time. But this is now for Thomas Frank to say, OK, well, we're 3-2 away, got half an hour to go. Let me actually try and be positive. I've sat in, the game plan has worked. For the most part, give it another 5 minutes.
Oh, my goodness me! How's he missed that header?
Oh, that was loud.
No, but it's Cody Gakpo.
Shouting a while, to be
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold that thought. Declan Rice coming forward for us. Declan Rice! Oh, no! Yes! No! Oh, how?
How's that not gone in?
How? Saka, stop laughing, man. I love you.
What is going on?
What's going on, boys?
I was nearly going to say a few minutes. We've dominated Bayern Munich the second half. We've been all over them.
You have.
How? I don't know how we're not 5-1 up. Okay. I don't know how we haven't got a goal or two.
I make you right, James. We should have a couple in this.
That chance there for Arsenal came from Declan Rice playing down the left-hand side. He carried the ball a long way. Keeper made a really good save, Neuer, but it came into Saka and the ricochet didn't go goalwards. The chance for Liverpool was a header from Cody Gakpo from a couple of yards out, which went wide. But how good is that? That's what you want from Declan Rice in that A position. That ability to carry the ball into the box, and he was unlucky not to score.
He's been immense again.
How did Saka not score?
I think that's good defending. I think it's plucked off Saka's foot. If I'm honest,
it's actually taken the keeper's touch and just taken it away from Saka's run.
Lamar, whatever his name is, has got there first, to be fair. But we've had chances, and you know what? I've seen
all over them.
We've been all over them. We've had chances.
This second goal's coming, isn't it?
I mean, I hope so. But all of us have seen football where one team gets a million chances.
Do you know what? You're right, Jake. This has been 18 minutes of domination. Bayern Munich, who are one of the best teams in Europe right now, they're obviously coasting in their own league, 100% in the Champions League. I haven't seen them get out of their half.
It's a masterclass in out of possession because I think they showed the stats. Bayern had still had more of the ball even up to this point, but every time Arsenal get the ball, they're direct. They've got a better idea of how they want to attack. They're shambles from set pieces, Bayern Munich. But what they've got is world-class players who don't need a lot to make things happen. Exactly. That's where I worry. Arsenal are playing at their very best, and we're still 1-1. Maybe not their very best, but we're looking very, very good.
You just need a bit of individual quality now. Someone's just got to make the difference.
This would be a statement. Not that you need a statement of victory, but this, you're obviously cruising in the Premier League. But for Bayern to come to your own backyard and to win this game, it'd be a huge statement.
It'd be very frustrating. I think the performance has been super encouraging. But you're right. There's an opportunity here for a win. I really think Mourinho could have had 1 or 2 goals from the three.
Mourinho should be on a hat-trick like Eze, to be fair. And he's not alone. We should have had several goals. Like, I think the most impressive.
How's he gonna foul?
Wow. Against us? How?
Oh.
How are Liverpool doing? Are you knocking on the door?
So since PSV scored, we've had.
Sorry.
What are you laughing at? Honestly, seriously, have your moments, Abby. We're both in the same boat.
Why do you assume it was about your team? I might have just been looking at my own team and their own foolishness.
In that case, sorry.
Very presumptuous.
Since we've gone behind, we've had a couple of good chances. Bosley had a shot from distance, pushed away. Gakpo missed a header from a couple of yards out, which quite frankly was embarrassing that he didn't score. Ekitike's gone off with a hamstring injury. Isak's on, and Kanate had a header there.
Look at that.
So again, we're dominating lots of passages of play. But again, our whole problem this season's just been that we just seem so open defensively. Elise!
Arteta.
I take Skelly off it.
Yeah, man.
Elise's just gone past Lewis Skelly like he wasn't even there.
You got to remember, he's been relatively quote unquote out cold. This is now where someone that ain't played that much football and started a consistent basis, you start to feel the little niggles in your legs. Arteta, you're seeing something different to me. I trust the gaffer, but as a humble football fan, I think changes need to happen on that left hand side.
And I'd go
left backs galore. Use one.
And I'd go in Capie over Calafiori actually.
At left back.
One of the two. Bring them on.
Yeah, I would.
Why? Calafiori, your first choice.
Calafiori, who I love, by the way, especially because my mum's Italian, so I have to love Calafiori.
Oh, nice. Whereabouts from Italy is she from?
Actually, a lovely little area called Reggio Emilia. So.
Oh,
look at the way he said it.
Beautiful.
Say it again.
No, because I butcher it, and if I don't try and say it in the accent, my mum will kill me. So there we go. I think she's actually watching. Hi, Mum.
Is she?
Yeah. So
Hi, Mrs. Baby.
Big up, Mum.
Oh, PSG have got a 4th goal.
He made up for it, Pancho.
When it rains, it pours, and this time
It never stops raining, Sam.
it's just pouring all the time.
It never
8
stops.
goals in the
Abby, this time it's from a corner, and with 25 minutes to go, you now feel like this could get messy for Spurs?
Yeah, it could do, because the quality that PSG have is just immense, and it's unfortunate because they led to their own downfall. They were massively in control of that game first half. I did think that PSG maybe wouldn't be probably as open at times as they were in the first, but I just think you had the opportunity. Spurs still can get at PSG, and you're just.
I mean, come on, that's schoolboy.
A corner comes in,
That's Charles.
bounces off Richarlison, and is that Sarr that just basically doesn't kick the ball away when he should do? And Pacho then just puts the ball in. What the hell is Sarr doing?
I don't know. Look, I don't massively want to blame him for the first one because Romero has absolutely sent him a hospital ball. Like, I don't really want to put pressure on him for that. Absolutely. And look, I can't blame me. I can't put these particular moments on Thomas Frank. I can't. Like, it is a collective effort.
I know what you mean. These are individuals. Just looking so amateur.
I feel like I'm having the same conversations I had last season. I defended Ange so many times saying you can't account for, Basuma getting sent off against Chelsea, or there were so many moments last season where I said you can't account for this. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait for the players to come back fit. And I feel like I'm just sitting here having the same conversation with a different manager.
That's why it's time to change the players.
Yeah, but they can't change a whole squad. And the best part of Spurs.
No, but if they're going to do that, they have to commit to it.
The best part of Spurs is arguably the back line.
Yeah, keep them. But you can. You can change a squad. You can, in 2-3 windows, you back the manager.
You have to back him completely.
You can, yeah. And you need the players to know that they're backing him.
Yeah, but it's a different board now, isn't it?
No, the board is still the same. The only difference is it's not Daniel Levy at the helm.
No, because today's bad.
You know what I mean, though? You know what I mean?
It's still the same ownership. I mean, they have said they are going to start matching the ambition.
Saka's coming off,
I don't know.
which is... Sorry to cut you off, Abby.
No, go on.
There's a change we thought was going to happen. Calafiori is coming on for Lewis Kelly. And Martinelli on for Saka. You surprised at Saka?
Nah, man. I mean, obviously, because of the context of the game, and with Saka, you feel like he can always make magic happen. But there has been a lot of minutes in the legs. You have to deal with what's in front of you. But we do have Chelsea on Sunday. Yeah. And if we really believe in Madueke, then naturally he'll shift over to the right, bring on some fresh legs with Martinelli. Martinelli's obviously going to help out defensively. We might be able to nick something, man. Well,
That was a sigh from Abby Summers there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Are you okay, Abs?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You already look beaten and bruised, and it's November 26th.
It goes in two.
I think I lasted longer last year, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You were optimistic till about January, I think.
No,
I think
because you were in the Europa League, that probably
exactly.
obviously massively helped.
I think I was optimistic until I'll tell you what the turning point was. Chelsea again. It's actually usually around the Chelsea point that I start to lose faith.
I feel like I feel like I'm a broken record here, Abs. But you're 4-2 down to away to PSG.
Netflix.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
Sorry, what I was saying was, why the hell is Kudus and Xavi Simons not on here?
I don't know. Well,
what's he waiting for?
I don't. As soon as that second goal went in,
Am I overplaying?
No,
Xavi Simons?
not at all.
How much?
Because if you're on the bench, you can utilise them. Attack is a form of defence.
Chance for Arsenal!
Yes! It's happening!
Yes! And that is so deserved. We've been all over them. Again, Bayern tried to play out the back, and Declan Rice reads it. Calafiori, some idiot said that he'd bring on Nkapio.
No, forget that. We got depth teams.
Mum, forgive me. But, he makes that run. Eze spots the underlap. It's a brilliant ball into the box. Arsenal have been all over Bayern Munich, over them, and whether they win this game or not, to turn what was a really up and down game into one they've had total domination of in the second half is so impressive.
Look at
Arsenal.
that, Declan Rice just nicking it.
Declan brilliant.
Eze involved.
Eze even better.
Madness.
Look at this ball.
This is Arsenal.
Well done.
Inspired substitution.
That's Noni's first goal for Arsenal, by the way.
And what a way to get it.
That delivery there from that left-hand side. And Abby, within regards to the Spurs game, I mentioned a few times that Jed Spence has found himself in no sort of positions. And, oh my goodness me, it's 3-1 PSV.
Oh.
And it's getting better.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in a second.
Word.
But that delivery there from Calafiori with that left foot, that whip in between goalkeeper and defence is unbelievable. By the way, also, I think I asked someone on this on the media, is Declan Rice underrated?
Yes.
Like how good he is at winning those ball backs, 100%. Dominating, controlling.
He's mustard.
I don't talk about Arsenal, please. I don't do this.
James, let's take over. Go on, James. Tell them about it.
I just think me and Sam just are going to set out for the next few minutes. Let's just.
It is Liverpool 1, PSV 3. I'll tell you about the goal in a second, but boys, carry on the Arsenal
we're just going to have a moment.
Declan Rice is. Well, I think he's the best ball-winning midfielder in the world. I think a midfielder who does defensive attribute, with defensive attributes,
what can't he do?
He's the best at it. But on the ball as well, incredibly underrated. And what he's got, which I absolutely love about him, he loves a big game. He absolutely loves a big game. I can't take these two seriously. Look at them.
We're having our own little.
It'll be all right. It'll be all
They're
right.
having a coffee more. They're having to just like.
It'll be all right, man.
Do you know what the conversation was? I went, they're finished. He went, I think so.
No, but Rice has become.
I don't want to do this again. I did this Saturday.
Sam, this
I can't do
every
Liverpool
week.
again.
I did it 22 times last season. Welcome to my world.
Sam, can I ask you, not in a.
No, you can ask
way,
me.
Genuinely.
Abby can't.
How bad does it have to get for Arne Slot to lose his job this season?
We did ask that at the start. Yeah, how bad does it have to get?
But genuinely.
If this continues to January?
Everyone can say, well, no, I think, 5-6 more games, and then you lose another. 5-6 more, and then you lose another.
And who gets sacked first?
Because is it Curtis Jones playing right back today? Is that what I'm seeing? I don't know.
No, he wasn't meant to be.
Who is it?
Szoboszlai is playing right back and moving into midfield.
Okay, so Jones was covering him, I think, for the second goal. It's just a shambles, isn't it? Like, Ekitike's form's been killed by Isak basically being forced into the 11. Like, I think Slot's a good manager, but you need to establish very, very quickly who signed these players.
No, I know.
And
mate,
if you believe in Slot,
James, I'm in a hot place here because what I'm watching is an absolute.
Like this?
What I'm watching is an absolute shambles. But this man won. I've seen my team win two league titles in my whole lifetime, right? And the other guy that won it was Jurgen Klopp, one of the best managers the Premier League has ever seen. I still think, despite this being this bad and this messy and this all over the place, like. Oh, goodness me. Kirkes goes wide. I still think we're looking more sort of New Year time. Like, I'd be surprised if conversations are going to happen tomorrow inside Liverpool where it's like, right, let's look for new managers. Oh, Spurs, Colin scored. Can't get my words out. Spurs have scored.
He's technically on loan from them.
It's PSG 4, Spurs 3.
I didn't see that. I'll be honest with you.
I had actually so upset by Liverpool.
I had emotions
Vitinha's had an amazing game. Just pass the ball to Colin Moani, who comes into the box, goes past the player, and fires a ball into the back of the net. So we got, by the way, we've had goals on talkSPORT goals before. These are goals as they go in. PSG 4, Spurs 3, Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 1, Liverpool 1, PSV 3. Abby, that's some finish.
Thomas Frank, put on your attacking players now. Put them on. The fact that it is still 72 minutes and you haven't done that, you should have been throwing the kitchen sink at it when you went 3-2. When you went 3-2 down.
5-3 in the pursuit of making it.
Absolutely.
That's where Thomas Frank has to gamble.
Absolutely, and that is the Spurs way. Okay, and I don't know about that. What I would say, there's a caveat to that because Ange was too far that way. But this is a manager that can be pragmatic and you also can be attacking. You can. There we go.
Oh yeah, you got your wish now.
So bringing Palhinha.
Well, look at Declan Rice.
You're bringing Palhinha
Rice is
no, look at Declan.
So underrated. He's lost the ball there, but he's everything. He tackles, he wins the ball.
There we go again.
Rice.
He is. You know what?
Mustard. Best midfielder in this country, man.
Declan Rice, he is absolutely everywhere. Technically, I think his game's getting better in that aspect in terms of carrying the ball, moving forward. But I think one of the things he was so good at West Ham as playing as a 6 was that ability just to win the ball back, protect that back four, and we've just seen a great example.
Today, he's done that a lot more than we've seen in recent games. Like he screened a bit. He's all action.
I mean, that midfield 3 just complements each other perfectly.
And it's finally coming into place now. And then obviously there's the option of if and when Odegaard's fit. There's some good problems.
Not getting the team at the moment, Odegaard.
Yeah, he's not going to walk straight back into the team, but this is what we dreamed of as Arsenal fans.
Also, Declan Rice is such a leader.
Natural leader as well.
I know that Odegaard is your captain, but between him and Gabriel,
Saka captains, doesn't he?
Saka was captain.
The spine of your team, which is something that for years Arsenal didn't have. I'm going to give you a compliment now. Something that you didn't have was that spine.
And it's there in abundance.
And you've got so much of it and so much belief. I mean, Declan Rice is unbelievable. There is always this debate about him and Caicedo. I mean,
who's that?
For me, Caicedo is a brilliant footballer.
PSG have got a penalty. PSG have got a penalty. It's PSG 4, Tottenham 3.
Oh, Romero.
There's a penalty.
Imagine my shock.
Oh, he's been good, Abby, for Spurs. It's Vitinha with a shot inside the box, and he slides in to try and block it, and it's that right arm that I think comes up and comes out. And that's an unnatural position, and I think that you'd have to say that's a penalty kick.
Obvious penalty in watching football.
Yeah,
sorry, apart from Virgil van Dijk earlier this season.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Virgil is literally
you know what? His is worse.
The Van Dijk one was worse.
Yeah.
Romero, what he does is he tries to block the Vitinha shot, and the right arm just comes up and it's out, and it hits the arm, and that's going to be a penalty kick. They are checking it, but I can't see that being overturned. So while we wait for that, I'm going to quickly bring you
Martinelli.
That's
God! Composure, please! Composure! Yes! Come on! Yes! Martinelli! Abby, I told you this is not a test for my football club. It's light work. We do this.
It was a test, but
there weren't no tests.
CJ? It was a test, and you passed it with flying colours. Yeah, of course.
That pass is genius.
Also, how good the subs? Calafiori with the assist and Martinelli with the goal.
Arteta's absolutely nailed it. Can I just say, this is so petty. Manuel Neuer, over 15 years, has dunked on us so many times. Yeah. There's nothing I love more than Timber rising over him for the first and him running out like a maniac for the third.
And we should have Arsenal go
3-1 up. Well. Arsenal have destroyed Bayern Munich in this second half. We could have had 3 or 4.
I thought they were super.
PSG have scored the penalty. Vitinha's got a hat-trick. PSG 5, Tottenham 3. Here's the goal.
Look how
ball comes into Eze, and the ball from Eze to Martinelli is perfection.
What is Neuer doing?
Manuel Neuer comes out a long way, but Martinelli's touch is perfection. It takes him round him. He's got an open goal. The ball from Eze is good. The goalkeeper comes absolutely nowhere. And to be fair, does that just bounce off Martinelli, or does he actually take it round him?
Either way, he's put it in the back.
I don't know actually whether.
No, I think it
just bounced off him, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's cool, man. He meant that.
But with the goalkeeper coming out, all you had to do was get something on it.
He's made the decision.
Manuel Neuer is the best to ever do it when it comes to that, and he reinvented goalkeeping to
that's
degree. What
he's had a thinker tonight, hasn't he?
But shocking moment for him.
James, genuine question. I know CJ plays all this down. There's absolutely no reason why Arsenal can't win the Champions League this season.
Well, no, other than we've never
to beat you across 2 legs. Given you don't concede goals, is going to take some doing, right? You must feel like your team are that good, and I've got so many bases covered, But you could win the lot this
We're
season.
winning. I don't know about the lot, but we're getting silverware. this year.
We absolutely can.
God.
Oh my
And it's
God,
another
we're in
one.
again. But Neuer does.
Neuer's come out a few times, and
Did
that's
well,
the
though.
first time we exploited it.
It is always going to be so difficult to sit here and talk about winning a competition we've never won before. That's what scares me. Even
I know,
say
but City didn't win it ever
I
before,
know,
mate.
I know.
Wait till the
But they,
knockout
but they
rounds
got to
for that.
finals, right? They were knocking on a door in a way. They were winning Premier League.
Final last year.
I know,
That's not a
but Liverpool, when they won the Champions League, have a heritage in it. Or Man City had won back-to-back Premier Leagues, and you thought in Europe it's bound to happen. With Arsenal, we're not talking about just winning our first Champions League. We're talking about winning one of the majors for the first time in years and years and years. But I take your point. The way we play, we rack up those annoying stats that a lot of people don't like field tilt, XG, all those things. Over 2 legs, though, it's
counts.
much harder to overcome those things. If we have more shots, if we keep you away from our goal, if we've got match winners on the pitch, if we're good from set pieces, more often than not, those things are going to go your way. And I think Arsenal are actually primed for 2-legged football, which is why we got to the quarters in our first year back, the semis last season. But what we didn't have was match-winning quality, which PSG have. In this game, that pass from Eze, you see, he actually, for a second, thinks to pass it to Madueke, but he sees that run from Martinelli and exposes them brilliantly. And I love that Arsenal have that this season. We showed against Tottenham as well, with those moments from outside the area. And we're winning games because of players who have quality to create those moments.
James touched on it. Clearly, we're a good tactical side. We're one of the best in Europe. We've not just shown that this season, we've shown it in general. For me, once you get to the semis and the knockout stages, exactly what James said, you do need a bit of individual brilliance. That's actually what led to our demise against PSG, because we actually competed regardless of injuries. And ironically, the year before, as James referred to, against Bayern Munich. So we've got the ability. We are going to be contenders. Obviously, we haven't done it before, and somebody needs to do it. But we're a competitive side. We've shown it against many a team, whether we've won, lost or drawn. Like, Arsenal are one of the best teams in Europe. So by that logic, let's go.
I think this Arsenal team are phenomenal. Every single base is covered, strength and depth. There's that winning mentality there. The midfield 3 complements each other so well. They got, look at just now bringing on Odegaard and White off the bench. And, people, I remember the start of the season, you say things like, Arsenal will bottle at the end of the season. They'll choke like they always do. I think they're going to be better for those experiences of missing out and that sort of stuff. They're a year wiser, a year stronger. Mikel Arteta, tactically unbelievable. I think Arsenal win the Premier League. I've got no doubt about that in my mind. In terms of the Champions League, certainly across 2 legs, trying to stop a team, as you said, with the XG, don't concede goals, phenomenal defensively, whoever it's going to be. Bayern Munich, lots of European football experts would argue right now, based on form, are one of the best teams right now. In this second half in particular, I would say you have absolutely dominated them.
100%.
You've been all over them. And
but they haven't had a sniff.
I'm genuinely scared of this Arsenal team. I'm petrified, because...
You are.
What are you, Abby?
It makes me physically sick. It actually makes me unwell because they're so good.
And there's no weakness.
No,
there's not even something you can go at where it's like. Say again?
No. You mentioned weaknesses. Go on.
There's no weakness.
Oh, no. I'm listening to the conversation.
The only thing that we spoke about a few weeks ago was that they struggled. They struggled against Sunderland, which was the only tiniest weakness that we could.
But they still
hold on
lose
to.
that game, though, didn't
But
they?
Is this boring or entertaining? Because last time I was here, you asked me about entertainment. Are we entertaining now?
I've never said you're not entertaining.
No. Remember you asked me that question.
I asked you.
Yeah. I just want to know, are we entertaining or are we boring?
I think Arsenal are entertaining. Yeah.
Okay. Lovely stuff.
Well, yeah,
no, that was Jeff Selling who said that.
No, I'm just asking.
No. But also, by the way, I find. Oh, by the way, this is an absolute shambles. 18 minutes bringing on Javi Simmons. I don't blame him. I want to cry for.
I feel sorry for him.
He looks like he's.
That's his old club as well.
Pieces. I find that quite entertaining to watch. I find it remarkable.
Now, to be fair, every time I've been here, you've talked up our set pieces.
I think I've talked up Arsenal, CJ. It's almost impossible not to talk up this Arsenal team because they're so good.
It's impossible to not. You can't really.
We just got to keep working.
You can't really criticise.
Well done, Calafiori.
We just got to keep working. We've got 4 opportunities to win silverware. I see no reason why in May 2026 we can't get our name on something. Of course, ideally the Prem or the champs. It would be upsetting, James. It would be catastrophic if we don't win silverware. Look how good we are. There's no good excuse. Yeah, there's no excuse for us not to win.
I can't see a world where you don't walk out with something. I honestly think that you might. I don't think you'll win both.
Well done,
please.
He might be sent off.
Go away, Rev.
He might be sent off, Zubimendi.
No, we can never book him. For what?
I don't think that's a second yellow. Well done, referee. That's good.
But Zubi, stop.
Because I think he's caught enough of the ball. He just might have caught some of the player.
The game's gone. He won the ball there.
I honestly think this Arsenal team is so good,
They are
so
so
strong.
good.
I think you can win the double this season, the Premier League and the
And I'm going to
Champions
say
League.
this again. We are not in our final form. The attack has not fully gelled.
Mate,
Players are
that
not.
backs up my point even more.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
telling me there's more to come from this Arsenal.
There's more to come. But you know what? If we do this in the crunch time of the season, whether that be in the Prem or in the knockouts of the Champions League, regardless of if we've got players fit or not, then I might change. But right now, we just have to go game by game. We're a good team. We're a good team with a good manager. It's now about becoming a great team with a great manager. And by doing the only way to do that is winning silverware.
I think you are a great team. And
I hear you.
In terms of what I'm watching, in terms of the dominance, the control, the consistency,
100%.
this is a great team in terms of quality.
1,000,000%.
And now, CJ, you got to take what's yours.
It's silverware now. Like the process and all that stuff was done a long time ago now. We're competitive again. We're one of the best sides in Europe. As James has been alluding to, we've got all of the positive statistics and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a long day at the office if you play Arsenal. I know people can sit here and banter us about second again.
Look at the work rate.
Look at the work rate.
It doesn't get talked about with Arsenal. And that was the most impressive.
And our home form in Europe as well.
The
doesn't.
The derby, I couldn't believe the amount they were running just to cover ground. Can you sustain that all season? I mean, probably.
I think you can because you've got the squad now this season.
Yeah.
You've got the squad now, I think, to be able to make 2 or 3 changes in every game and not have a drop-off. Where I think in previous seasons, James, I think one of your big problems was you had a squad of 13 or 14 players to pick from.
Definitely.
And maybe players tired towards the end of the season. Whereas now, with players like, you've had injuries yourself over the last few weeks. Now, Madueke's back.
Had injuries since the start of the season.
Back.
Their squad depth, their squad depth is so good. And look, you have spent money, but you should spend money. Like you've improved the squad depth year in, year out.
All the best teams spend money to win.
Of course
the
they
league.
do.
It's not,
And also, I just think your player profiling is so spot on. Like, even Mosquera, he is literally kind of like a carbon copy of a Saliba, just with room to grow into being that Saliba. Hincapié, he didn't look remotely out of place playing in that Gabriel role. Obviously not Gabriel, but look at how Gabriel has come on leaps and bounds over the last 3 seasons.
I'd even say Noni Madueke.
Martinelli, please.
Madueke, you have a look. You just have a look at everything. Zubimendi, perfect.
Yeah.
I just think you have built such a good. Oh, this is driving me mad.
Go on.
I can't even say it. Actually, physically hurts me.
Lovely.
It hurts me. You have built.
Don't let hate stay in your heart. Just speak it. Speak the truth.
You have built such a brilliant side. Where you have got 2 or 3 players that are all of that top quality in every single position, and you look like the finished product. So it's just whether
Not
or
yet.
No. I think this. I think this
85%.
No, this team is a finished product. Anything else is a cherry on top of it.
There's gears to go up.
Go
and ask Mikel Arteta.
This team squad is the finished product.
This is a finished product.
And now it's on you to go and take what's yours.
Absolutely.
No, we need to take what's ours regardless.
This is a finished squad.
We're 85% there. There's another 25%.
No
I promise you. If you think Arsenal are anywhere near how good they could be,
James.
James can say we
No,
want.
I'm just asking James.
I think we're having 2 different conversations. You're saying Arsenal can play even better than they're playing, and I actually agree with that.
I'm talking about your squad.
You're talking about the squad, where the
you
phase,
are.
where
Yeah.
this team is. In
Oh no,
terms
there's
of
no phase. I
experience.
said that. There's no phase. It's about winning.
This is what I'm saying. You are. This is the completed Arsenal phase project done. Now you have to win it.
If Arsenal don't win this league, you won't hear me talking about what we didn't have.
Yes.
You won't. You won't hear that.
You're not short.
The ingredients are there. I think with every major win, you need a little bit of luck in some capacity.
100%.
You make your own luck.
Whether
This is
it
the
be-
first year I feel like we've done that or about to do that.
I hear that, and I think a lot of that's come from Arsenal actually being a little bit braver in possession. actually
Definitely.
taking the game to team.
Brave as a whole club.
All
You're
game
right.
against Bayern, we've gone man for man, which means Saliba at times has pressed onto literally Harry Kane, who's dropped all the way to the
Exactly.
centre-backs. Or Mosquera has followed Elise all around the pitch. And I love to see that from Arsenal, because with this new league phase, it's not a throwaway game, but it's a little bit more of a free hit.
Yeah.
Because you can make
You're
up
4
for
from
it.
4, and you could lose this game and still get in the top 8, couldn't you?
So to see us have a real go and take it to them, that's so good to see.
And the mentality, someone like Madueke, he's been injured, he's come
Look
in,
at
he's made
Mosquera
the
there.
difference.
That's
Exactly. Look at
Mosquera.
Mosquera. Foul him, bring
That's
it down.
Mosquera.
That's played from Kane, though. Stand in front, take a yellow, stand in front.
So, guys, Arsenal are having a great afternoon, a great evening even, leading Bayern Munich by 3-1. As we approach the last couple of minutes in our games, here are the latest scores. Arsenal 3, Bayern Munich 1. Inter Milan have equalised in the second half against Atletico Madrid. Atalanta 3 up at Frankfurt. PSV leading Liverpool by 3-1. Real Madrid did go 4-2 up. Mbappe's got all 4. And then Olympiacos pulled a goal back. Olympiacos 3, Real Madrid 4, PSG 5, Spurs 3, and Sporting 3 up at home to Club Brugge. QPR 1 at Blackburn. Millwall beat Sheffield Wednesday at home. Sheffield United 3-0 winners against Portsmouth. Wrexham beat Bristol City by 2-0. And Birmingham have equalised against West Brom. If we can, guys, as we enter the last few minutes of the game at Anfield, we've done Arsenal, everything's rosy. James, what's going to happen here with Arne Slot?
So I think he's going to survive the season. I think he'll be given.
That actually was surprising.
I love
Well,
I know you're in it, but we have to do a bit of everything here.
You can hear the shock.
It's really a question for you, but
I think we can have a conversation.
I'm on a football show.
Yeah.
No,
Could be 4-1.
I'll tell you why I
It's going to be
hesitate.
4-1.
I tell you why I hesitate.
4-1.
Oh my
Liverpool, really?
word!
Really?
wow.
Oh,
Really?
No. This is the worst of the lot. This
Right,
is
smiles.
the worst of the lot.
Can I ask you now?
Yeah.
Okay, Sam,
Oh no.
what do we do with Arne Slot?
I'm now for the first time.
Revelation.
I don't know.
No, it's okay.
I bought it.
No, do you know what? Yeah, you're right. I have bowled it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I get
think
it.
my head's telling me one thing.
You had to move it, yeah.
My head is looking at this,
Don't let the emotions take you.
and it's saying this is an absolute disgrace. This is embarrassing. This is an absolute shambles. This is pathetic. This is awful. I'm baffled at how easy it is for teams to cut through us, to beat us. I'm looking at some of these players, and some of these boys haven't won just one Premier League with us. They've won 2 Premier Leagues. Some of these players out there are going to go down as some of the best players in our Premier League history, and they are an absolute shell of themselves out there.
That's embarrassing.
You've got people making the most basic mistakes, and of course the manager's got to shoulder a lot of the blame as well. The tactics all over the place. He's got no idea what his best team is. He doesn't seem to know how to make right substitutions and affect the game and improve it. And is it too easy to say that the players aren't? It's too easy.
I was about to say they're not. No, sorry, they're not. I don't think they are.
But doesn't that feel an easy thing to say? That the players must not want to play. I'm not going to say that. I'm seeing that on social media, but it can't be that simple.
It's just everything's a mess.
What I'm surprised about, though, I keep mentioning this a lot on this show, haven't I? About control last season. We have control in everything. Teams, game in, game out, are just playing through us.
They walk
and
through on the field.
That's on the manager as well as the
Teams are starting
players.
to fancy it against you guys.
Oh my
as well.
goodness,
You're getting into
CJ, if you're playing Liverpool right now, you're
in a scary bit of territory.
You're having a look at the buffet and thinking, I'm taking all the boys.
And this is at Anfield
everyone's
as well.
beating us.
This is
doesn't
horrible.
matter if it's home or away.
Yeah, no, actually, it's actually nasty now.
It's now not a one-off.
Yeah.
It's not even a pattern anymore. This is fact.
This is consistent.
Come on.
Yeah.
This is consistent.
Can we play every week, Bayern?
It's consistent.
Sam, did you catch Carra's analysis when he was talking about Man City being pinned in their corner flag? Liverpool players are basically 10 players all around them.
I've seen it.
Now, what was fascinating about that, he talked about all the missed challenges from the Liverpool players. Arne Slot can put the players in that position. He can tell them, right, squeeze them here, man mark here, whatever. But those players who last season were running all over midfield have lost every single battle. So is that because slightly the legs have gone? Or they're not doing it anymore? They don't want it anymore?
I completely agree. There are 3 things here that have gone wrong. I think our recruitment in the summer was an absolute mess. I think if you go back to it all, I think you signed half the players instead of 7, 8 new players to come into that first team. It's too many players, I think, isn't it? And also as well, the ironic thing is you spent hundreds of millions of pounds, and the one probable position we need to strengthen was that centre back, because Ibrahim Konate this season has been, honestly, if he wants to go to Madrid, I promise you one thing, mate, I'll drive you myself to Madrid. You've been an absolute disgrace this season. So I think the recruitment in the summer wasn't right. I think you make a great point as well. These players have been absolutely nowhere near good enough in terms of their quality, in terms of their work rate, in terms of their drop-off. We're seeing Virgil van Dijk, one of the best defenders in Premier League history, making basic mistakes. We're seeing Mo Salah, who 4 months ago put up an absolute generational season in terms of goals, numbers, in terms of consistency. He can barely even control the ball at the moment. So I think the players have been absolutely nowhere near good enough. And then the third thing as well is you've also got to have a look at the manager, because it's almost game in, game out. We're seeing us losing games in the same way. And when you go on a run of form like this, right now in the season, obviously, we can't replace 20 players, can we? So it's going to be on the manager. I think my head is telling me this is an absolute disgrace. This cannot continue. We're losing. We're being outplayed. I think the manager looks confused. But my heart tells me that this guy lifted the Premier League trophy 4 months ago.
But the goals are so easy. So you go back to City. Cool, City can do that to teams. But Mateus Nunes has all the time in the world to pick his head up and whip the ball into the back post to Erling Haaland. You look at the goals today. They're just like, no one's tracking runners. No one's getting in front of passes, in front of crosses. It's just so... Teams are walking through you.
But do you think they're not playing for him then?
No,
they're not playing for themselves. Directly, they can't be playing.
I think when a team are in bad form, it's easy to go, or that he's lost the dressing room. I'm not sure it's as simple as that.
They need people to stand up to be counted.
He was
now.
the manager of these players that 4 months ago won.
They're not playing for themselves. How can they play for the?
I wasn't saying that. I was just asking. Do you think that's what's happened?
So,
and
no,
also,
I'm not sure.
go back to when they won the league. They haven't actually played well. No, they went to where'd you go, Ibiza or wherever they went.
Yeah.
They actually haven't played well since.
You can even go,
since they beat Spurs.
It was around
to win the league.
It was around since March.
They haven't played well.
I guess there's complacency. There's elements of complacency.
Can I be pedantic about it? I think when we say they're not playing for him, I think it can be two things. That doesn't mean they've thrown the towel in. It doesn't mean, oh, we basically decided we don't want to play Fran Slot anymore. We don't rate him. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it could be more a case of the instruction as a red card.
Yeah, there's a red card.
For who?
It was on Javi Simmons. I didn't see who did it.
Saying elbow.
Red card given. PSG 5, Spurs 3. Back to your point on Liverpool, James.
It's irrelevant.
When we say playing,
it's irrelevant.
when we say playing for the manager, I don't think there are Liverpool players who've just won the league with this guy suddenly sat there going, "No, I don't rate him anymore. I'm not putting the hard yards running." But sometimes it can be they're not playing for him in the sense of there's a confusion in understanding of tactics. They're suddenly going, "Why are we doing this when maybe a year ago we were doing that? Why?" The game has evolved quite drastically this season. It's become a lot more about physicality, set plays. They're not adapting to that. Sometimes it can be a case of, look, we back our manager, but we actually don't have an answer to this. So suddenly you get disjointed players with disjointed tactics. Everyone on the pitch is trying to do different things. 1 minute they're lining up with Isak in front of them. The next minute it's Ekitike. The back four looks a bit of a mess. They don't know who their right back's going to be.
And they could be trying and things are just going wrong.
It's about relationships. Salah and Trent, an unbelievable relationship. McAllister and Gravenberch, an unbelievable relationship. Like, when you break these things up, it's very difficult to build back momentum, especially in this league when everyone's so tactically astute. So, do I think the players have basically dropped their heads and gone, we're not playing for Arne Slot anymore? No, I don't think it's that. But they certainly look a team out there that don't know what they're being asked to do. I think they look totally and utterly confused and bemused by what they're meant to be doing. And we've got the job done.
Arsenal beating Bayern Munich. PSG 5.
We just keep winning.
Yeah, I think they look totally lost. And sometimes when you miss challenges like 6 in a row against Man City that you should be winning, it's not because you don't want to get there. It's because you're not sure you're meant to commit. So you suddenly last minute go, oh, actually, this is my goal to win. See you later.
How can you not be sure?
Because
But why are they second guessing?
Because their confidence is on the way.
Because you need to know the guy behind you's going to follow.
Yeah.
So when you go to press and win that ball back,
you need to know if I get
might
turned,
not win it, but you hope about you hope you're going to win the next one. Managers so often these days throw out the word duels. They always say you've got to win your duels,
and they're not saying it.
You don't feel confident doing that if you don't know that the guy behind you is going to back you up. And I think Liverpool look a team who one person loses a duel, the next misses a challenge. Suddenly they're running through an open midfield. We saw it in the opening night against Bournemouth. And then everyone's suddenly running backwards.
The second ball so many times. Now, shadow your former self. But that's why they always say when you're at the top of the mountain, the only way is down. Slot
thinks he can score his way out of this. That's what I think is the biggest concern. I think he thinks, look, the defence will be addressed by us getting control of the game in terms of having more chances, having more of the ball, being relentlessly over the opposition. But again, teams have answers to that now. They've learned from what Liverpool did really well a year ago.
Systemic football now.
And also, football has changed.
Yeah,
football has very much changed this season. So it's...
You didn't lose this 5-3 or 4-3 or 3-2. You lost 4-1.
We lost 7-1 in aggregate in Forest in the last 2 home games. In the space of 3
I would
days.
also say you weren't even competitive really tonight.
Yeah, the only thing you done right was score.
I think I think offensively we had big chances, but again it's teams in the counter attack are cutting through us, and
it's the same.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure Slot turns this round, guys.
I agree.
I'm not sure.
They might just need a new voice.
And by the way, there's 2 ways of framing that, Sam. Can he turn it around to the point of a bit of consistency, getting some wins on the board, maybe winning a cup, maybe doing something later in the season? Yes, I absolutely think he can. But we're talking about, again, it goes back to the transfer window, whose signings were these? We're talking about, you're basically in a rebuild, right? I mean, you are. You lost some key players. Some of your best players are aging a little bit. So you're trying to prepare for what's next. So the question doesn't really become, can you have an okay season for the rest of the campaign with Slot? It becomes, is he the guy to lead you on to the next version? He was brilliant at not taking Klopp's work, but essentially inheriting that squad, tweaking it, winning a title. His credit, his work, well done. Now can you rebuild in his image? That's where I think there should be more concern.
And I just don't know if he will get the time to do that, because this is Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, but you say that though. To be fair, in my lifetime, apart from Roy Hodgson, like, sacking managers.
I know, it's
not something that happens.
Yeah.
Roy Hodgson was the only one that lasted a few months. It's 9 defeats in 12 games.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It's just whether or not they've got the stomach to go through this.
And also as well, another thing is whether they know what's next. Because obviously, you give a manager wins the league, spend £400 million in the summer, whatever it might be. Obviously, no one's then thinking that we're going to be in November and we're looking for a next manager. So it's like, have they got a short-term option lined up? Maybe right now is the moment, sitting here tonight, they start looking at alternative options, and Slot gets that smidgen of time.
Nah, do you know what? The last couple of weeks, I'm not saying this to say Slot is going to get sacked, but just because of where you lot are, naturally the decision makers that be at Liverpool, they have to be writing shortlists and say Joe Bloggs is on this and that, and every L is going to get bigger, and at some point you're going to have to pull that trigger.
I agree, but Sam, and I'm sorry to be so boring about it, I really think that question becomes, whose responsibility was the summer transfer window? Because if we find out Slot didn't really have a say in many of the signings, he was given players, then I start to sympathise with him much more, because he showed what he could do with a balanced squad. And if they turn back to him and go, look, we're giving you a lot of players, how do we correct this in January? What do you need? Then I'd be willing to listen to the guy who brought you the Premier League title. But if this was his vision, if this was what he wanted, 2 out-and-out nines, flying fullbacks, basically no real regard for where the game was going and how to adapt to a new Premier League, then I'm sorry, I don't think he's the guy.
If he doesn't tactically improve you defensively, and from the moment January kicks off, if you don't buy a centre-half, and I would say as a non-Liverpool fan, a right-back, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Football's decided at both ends. You're not defending well. You're not scoring goals. Every week that goes on, Slot's press conferences sound more and more bewildering. I think my heart tells me that I don't want this guy to get sacked because he won us the Premier League 4 months ago. I think my head's telling me this can't go on.
Sometimes you need to have the evidence. It's
9 past glories don't pay today's rent.
9 defeats in 12 games. We're not just losing games, we're being outplayed in games, we're being outclassed. And is there absolutely anything that I'm seeing that Arne Slot looks like he knows what to do to turn things around, to improve players? The answer is no. So I can't quite believe what I'm saying.
Positives? I'm not even trying to be disingenuous.
No,
because that's when we ain't been like...
No.
Fair play.
We lost 9 and 12.
Because that's what I always try to look at.
As Premier League. No, mate, no.
I only say that because obviously Mikel Arteta, not to gas him up, it's all lovely of what Arsenal were doing, but there was a point. We was actually losing games and you could see...
9 and 12?
Not like that, but we were losing games and it was dark. Yeah, but you could see what he was trying to do. So I always try and see, is there things going on? Are they defending differently and they're just not having the rub of the...
We're not even defending.
It's amateuristic.
They're not defending
They're
not defending at all.
Bad. And I don't get, like, Konate's been our worst player this season. He picks Konate every week. What's wrong with Joe Gomez? Like, it's almost impossible that Joe Gomez can't... it's almost got to a point where it's almost impossible that Joe Gomez could be as bad as Ibrahima Konate.
I think there's a lot of responsibility that doesn't all lay at Arne Slot's door, but ultimately it will lay at his door.
Abby, these players 100%. Have been a disgrace this season, but...
And I also don't believe that he had full control over transfers. I really don't.
It looks like a mixed bag. He probably had a hand on some and then...
I'm sure he said yes. Would you like Ekitike? Yes. Would you like Isak? Who's going to say no? Would you like Florian Wirtz? Yes. Frimpong. You're talking about some of the best players in Europe, like over the last few seasons. He's never...
Especially because last summer he didn't have...
He's never going to turn around and say that. And it was kind of last year he was given the opportunity to prove himself, which he did. It's just, it seems like it is such an oversight to me that they never upgraded that midfield. They never thought about getting a centre-back outside of, trying to get Mark Gahey and letting him go to the wire or getting Leone. And you can't pin all your hopes on Leone, which it was just crazy in the first place. It's just an oversight. It doesn't all lay at his door, but ultimately the buck will stop with him.
Let me round up then the full-time results today. I mean, what's been, it's certainly an entertaining night of football given the goals and everything that have gone in.
Slightly depressing for you and I, but it's...
Yep, that's fair. Not for these boys, though, because Arsenal win again. Arsenal beat Bayern Munich by 3-1. Let's go. Madrid scored a late winner against Inter to win 2-1. Atalanta won 3-0 at Frankfurt. Liverpool won PSV 4. Real Madrid win 4-3 at Olympiacos. Kylian Mbappe scoring all 4. PSG 5, Spurs 3, Sporting 3, Club Brugge 0. In the Championship, QPR win at Blackburn, Millwall 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Sheffield United win again, beating Portsmouth 3-0. Wrexham 2, Bristol City 0. It finished West Brom 1, Birmingham 1. Excuse me, I think I'm getting a bit emotional in the studio. So in terms of the Champions League table, Arsenal are the only team that have won all 5 games. 15 points out of a possible 15. A few teams on 12, PSG, Bayern, Inter, Madrid. It's Borussia Dortmund, Chelsea and Sporting who make up the top 8. Man City, Newcastle, Liverpool all drop out of the top 8. got to go quite a way down to find where Spurs are at. They've got 8 points from their 5 games. So I think we've touched on Arsenal, haven't we? We've touched on Liverpool. Abby, that was a bit of a crazy game of football in your lot.
Yeah, first half good, second half not good. But again, self-inflicted. It shows you they can play that type of football that I guess Thomas Frank does like, that little bit more controlled and disciplined football. It's just, I actually put some of that down to Thomas Frank not making more positive substitutions, earlier on, like when Spurs were probably still in the game, even at 3-2.
Yeah.
I think he could have maybe just taken the chance there and said, you know what, we're still in this. We can score. We never score, and we've scored 3. Like, let us go and do that. And they just were quite negative. And then obviously when you create your own downfall, you give penalty and you play a poor pass and you get caught out. I can't blame it all on him, but it's just more of the same. Did I think we'd go there and win? No. The test is against Fulham.
At the risk of sounding unbelievably patronising, and I genuinely don't mean.
I'm looking forward to this question.
No, I genuinely
as long as you don't tell me I get my head flushed down the toilet like Quaku does, I'll be all right. Go on. Oh my gosh.
I think Frank, I know you've lost tonight, you've conceded 5, there have been individual errors, but he came with something different. He looked at the North London derby, he learned, and he actually didn't go for that back 5, which we thought it was going to be when we saw actually Gray in the 11 and the 3 midfielders. He actually went for a midfield 4. So what he looked at was what went wrong against Arsenal. Said basically we didn't need that extra defender at the back. We need a bit more pressure up front, a bit more of an outlet, which you spoke about, Abby.
Yeah.
You got that. You got a couple goals. Yeah, that first half there were positives in there.
I thought the first
PSG are the champions of Europe.
Yeah.
You've gone much more punch for punch in this game. I didn't really have too much of an eye on it. I was watching Arsenal mainly, but this is a manager who's trying to learn from his errors, and I think is quickly figuring out Palhinha Bentancur, that didn't work.
But he will still do the double pivot. He won't change.
But he did it with Sarr, Bergvall. Who else was in
Gray.
there? And Gray. But that's a lot more energy.
Which is
that's
fine.
Much better.
It's a lot more energy. You've got the legs, you've got the runners, you've got people that can actually move the ball forward.
Yeah.
But again, when you're in that game still at 3-2. Make the substitutions, be proactive, be positive. He then brings on Kudus, but he also brings Palhinha on at the same time.
Kudus sub came too late.
You mentioned Arne Slot
late.
signings. We know that Spurs wanted Gibbs White, didn't you? You wanted Eza.
Yeah.
Does it feel as if Xavi Simons isn't the player that Thomas Frank doesn't fancy and didn't want?
I don't think it's the case that he didn't want him. I just think that we do.
They're in a place.
We do see Bundesliga players struggle a little bit when they come to the Premier League, for example. The physicality of it. I think that is one area that the Xavi Simons has struggled in. The quickness, the fast tempo, the physicality of being in the Premier League. I think when obviously you've got someone in a Gibbs White or you've got an Eze who are very well versed in the league, that would always be better. Tottenham don't tend to go for those type of players because of the money side of things. I have no issue with Eze going to Arsenal. Fair play, like that's the club you support.
Yeah.
I have an issue with the hat-trick in the derby, but whatever. But fair play. I don't want a player at my club that doesn't want to be there. No problem with that. The Gibbs White one, it's an unfortunate situation.
Crazy.
I think that and when anyone when we signed him said, Xavi Simons coming to Spurs, that's a very good signing. They don't always work out. And like I said, he probably would have been embedded into the side slower if you had Maddison or Kulusevski available, and unfortunately he hasn't. But
he might play a lot better.
But at the same time, you have to play with a 10. So play who you want there. Sarr, Bergwijn, I don't care. You've got to have that creativity. And against Fulham, I expect to see creative football. That's a big test for us away at Fulham.
Abby, home to Fulham. Does it feel as if that Fulham on Saturday? In the next week, it's Fulham on Saturday. It's Newcastle away in the week. Then it's Brentford at home. 3 games in the space of 6 days. Does it already feel as if those 3, especially those home games to Fulham and Brentford, given the pressure he's under, are just must-wins?
Also, look at our home form.
Every game's going to be on knife edge now.
Our home form is ridiculously bad. I think we've won 3 games in the league in a calendar year, which of course is not all his fault. It's not all his fault. Obviously, this extends further back to Ange, but it's unacceptable. This is why I was feeling slightly more confident about going to the Emirates. I thought, well, actually, we play better away from home.
You're unbeaten away from home.
We played well away from home. The Frank setup tends to work better away from home than it does. It tends to work better away than it does at home. The one thing that Spurs fans will not accept on Saturday is if he's pragmatic. After the North London derby, the Chelsea one, I was still sitting there arguing. And I don't want... It's one of those weird things. I feel a bit like you, which is obviously different because Arne Slot has won the league. I don't want to be Thomas Frank out. I don't want to say that he's got to be sacked. But I can't be oblivious how I was with Ange, blindly committed to the cause. When I can see the evidence that's in front of me, I won't do that again. Like, I just won't, because I can see the writing when it's on the wall. I don't want it to be that way. I don't want to say that he's not up to the job.
Do you think that's where it's going?
I genuinely think I genuinely believe that Thomas Frank is a very good manager. I just don't necessarily know if he will be the right fit for Spurs. And if he's pragmatic at home to Saturday, the booing will tell you everything. And we saw that against Chelsea. He will never be able to get away with what he did against Chelsea at home again. And the performance at Arsenal, there's no chance. PSG, we can let go. Because it's going to the Champions.
As mad as it is,
but you put up more of a fight. You showed a bit about yourself, and it's away at the champions of Europe. But at home, he cannot be pragmatic.
I agree with that. He needs to show more intent at home on the weekend, but.
And it won't be, and it will not be full Saturday.
Give him a chance. He didn't actually have the best start at Brentford. They were looking, I think when he came in, they were looking like they might get promoted. Things kind of fell off when he came in. Season after or towards the end of that season, things started to really kick on. He eventually gets him into the Premier League. This is someone who looked at the North London derby, what went wrong. He mixed up the formation completely. I mean, to go 3-4-3 to 4-4-2, very, very different away against PSG, especially when he's seen a different system work earlier in the season against them. He's trying to learn this. You keep saying you won't do what you did with Ange, but Ange was basically so wedded to the way he was going to play, and there was clearly no signs of it improving, that essentially you're in a situation where you know what you're going to get. This is a manager who's trying to learn.
I agree with that. The only thing I would add, and what might benefit him, is that Daniel Levy isn't there, because he's so trigger happy when it has come to sacking managers. I've seen managers sacked for less. So actually, this might benefit.
And to be fair, Brentford kind of all bought into what Thomas Frank was doing. Our Spurs singing from the same hymn sheet, because again, banter aside, this guy could go, they get another Joe Bloggs. It's the same thing.
Team, an eventful night of Champions League football. Abby, CJ, James, thank you very much for your time. It gets, even worse for Arne Slot. Another defeat, 9 defeats in 12, 4-1 defeat at home to PSV. Spurs, a better performance, a defeat though away at PSG. Arsenal keep on winning and winning and winning. They are the only team in this season's Champions League who have played 5 and won 5. talkSPORT Goals is going to be back on Sunday from 12 o'clock, taking you through a busy day of football. If you're watching on talkSPORT's YouTube channel or on your smart TVs, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy are next with the Sports Bar. And my gut tells me, Abby, it's going to be a busy Sports Bar this evening. 03717 223344 is the number to get involved on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. talkSPORT Goals is back Sunday. Good night.